Hi everybody, Jess here, Key Tarot. Nice to see you guys. Tonight we're going to start with Capricorn. Happy birthday, Capricorns. And then we're going to go on to Virgo, then Taurus, then Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Ophiuchus, Aries, Leo, and then Sagittarius. So hello and welcome all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome if you're just joining me for the first time, and welcome back if you are joining me again. Thank you, Anne-Marie, for this awesome deck. I'm going to use it tonight. It's new. Alrighty, we're going to say a quick blessing, and then we're just going to get started with Capricorn. All right. Holy Spirit, thank you so much for being with us here today and in every single breath that we take. We ask that you bless these messages to be received by those who are meant to hear them. Amen. Alrighty, I'm going to light some Palo Santo here because I forgot to earlier. Ow. Send a hole on my table. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty, let's see what we have for Capricorn tonight. I'm going to start with the Star Power Tarot, and let's see what we have for you guys. Alrighty, I have the Lovers in reverse. Okay, that's the card of Gemini, but more specifically, it talks about, oop, we got hot. There we go. There's the Lovers in reverse. It talks about having a choice in love, possibly having to have just ended a significant love relationship in your life in some way. It feels like something that's already happened. I've got the Justice card. This can indicate legal matters. It can indicate things going in your favor in legal matters. That's a good sign. It's the card of Libra. And guys, don't get hung up on any of the zodiac signs that I call out. I only call them out in case they are of significance to you. So if they're not, don't even fuss about it. And don't get hung up on any of the genders that I call out either. And again, these are just tarot cards, so don't get hung up on them either. Because they're just energies and they just tell stories. So take them if they resonate in your life. And if they don't, then don't even sweat it. And definitely be sure to check your sun, your moon, your rising sign, your north nodes, all those parts of your astrological chart. And check your sidereal Vedic as well. Anyway, the next card that flipped out for you, Capricorn, is this Three of Cups. Oh, on its side here. It almost feels like somebody is waiting for some kind of reconciliation to happen here. The Three of Cups can be a reconciliation. It can be a third-party situation as well. It came out on its side, which kind of tells me you're in the driver's seat as to the decision you make about whatever this situation is. Whether you choose to reconcile with this person or not, it's kind of that feeling. Kind of heavy, I gotta be honest. I've got this Seven of Cups that came out here on its side as well. It tells me you may be overwhelmed by a lot of choices in your life, but I'm being told to tell you that not all of the choices are viable options. And so really the way that we clear that situation up is going to be really centering yourself and grounding yourself and kind of looking at things from an outside perspective, like from the outside in. Take yourself out of the equation. Watch yourself as though on film in the situation and see it from an outsider's perspective. And you'll be able to feel a little bit more clear in your mind as to what you want to do next. I've got this Page of Wands in the upright position here on the end, which can indicate new beginnings. It's kind of, it can be inflammatory, like only in the best of ways, though, whenever it's in the upright position. It can be something that's a curiosity. It can be a flirtation of some sort. Let's see. I'm going to get another deck, and I'm going to clarify. I'm going to use this Tarot of Dreams by Cyril Marchetti. And thanks again, Anne-Marie. This deck is so beautiful. Let me see what this Lovers in reverse is for our Capricorns. I've got the Two of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this is somebody who decides that they don't want any kind of partnership at all anymore. Oh, man. Okay, so the Two of Wands, it's all about seeking partnership. And it's about like a romantic partnership typically. Or some kind, it can be in business as well. But whenever it's on top of this Lover's card, in any case, it's some kind of significant relationship. Whenever it's in the reverse like this, it's like, you know what, I don't want to choose any direction. It's like, I want to be alone. I want to be on my own. That's kind of the energy of that. Oh, golly. I've got, this is the card of faith. This is like our Hierophant card in a traditional deck of tarot. Whenever it's in the reverse like that, someone lost faith in this connection. It can be the ending of a marriage. It can be an ending of significant partnership in your life. That's the card of Taurus. All right. And I've got the Eight of Swords in reverse. And that goes on top of that Three of Cups where I was talking about reconciliation earlier. And that was on top of this Justice card, which can indicate legal matters in some sort. It can indicate divorce possibly as well. But in any case, people here haven't been communicating, at least not efficiently. With this Eight of Swords, it's kind of the energy being blocked. But whenever we have it in the reverse, it's somebody who decides that they're ready to start talking, possibly. All right. I feel like we have a little bit more to say about that, because I don't know what any of that means for you. Yeah, I got the King of Swords in reverse. Okay. There could have just been words that were said between the two of you that you would just like to clarify, things that maybe were not so kind, possibly on your end, or possibly this person wants to say some, you know, maybe to apologize. Yeah, I've got this Six of Cups that flipped out with this. This is definitely a soulmate relationship of some sort, which is why we have just, it feels like a lot of heaviness to this. Yeah, Six of Cups is one of the soulmate cards in the deck. It represents past life love, childhood love, people who've grown up together, people who invested a lot of their hearts in one another, and that was a relationship of significance, whether it is one that stays for a long time or only for a short time. It was of significance. And this King of Swords in reverse, it's again Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy, but it's the energy of a verbal altercation. It could have just been someone who didn't say the right thing at the right time or something like that. All right, hold on. Now I've got the Emperor card on top of that. That goes on top of this Seven of Cups, where I was saying it feels like you're almost overwhelmed by the situation, and the kind of the way out of this mirror maze for you is probably going to be looking at things from an outside perspective. Okay, maybe even getting an outside perspective on this subject or on whatever has happened here. And that's going to be what brings you back to this grounded position. This Emperor is somebody who has to run their own empire. They require a lot of stability in their life. There's a lot of responsibility on their shoulders. And so there's a big part of you that seems to recognize that. And so you say, I look to my own stability here, and I have to recognize what that's going to be for me. Yeah, and that kind of brings you back to yourself at some point. This is pretty heavy, I gotta be honest. I don't know if this is something that plays out in your week, or if this is like a little bit bigger of an energy in your life. It's I don't know. What's this Page of Wands situation here? Thank you. I've got the Judgment card. Nice. Alrighty. Well, that's kind of like a final ending to something, and that's still back over here talking about this Seven of Cups. We're not talking about that Page of Wands yet, but this Judgment is kind of this energy of final endings. And it's kind of a wake-up call to exactly what that Emperor was saying a second ago, where it's that energy of, I got to decide what's going to work for me for the future. I have to have a vision for my future. It's a wake-up call. It's like, I understand that I am the one who's in charge of running this empire, and so it's my responsibility to make it flow, make it work. And I have to look at that. It can't be about my feelings. It can't be about that. It has to be, something has to be sensible and logical in addition to being emotionally supportive to me. Thank you. I got the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Nine of Swords. Darn it all. Yeah, I feel like you've cried a lot of tears over this situation with the Queen of Cups in reverse. This is somebody who or you or somebody else has possibly even lost control of their emotions at some point. This Nine of Swords is like a lot of anxiety and stress and worry about the situation. It can be nightmares. It can be being kept up at night. It can be just tossing and turning, you know, that sort of thing. Like just constant worrying about it. This Queen of Cups, when she's in the reverse like that, she can be overly emotional even. Alrighty. Enough about that. I feel like you get all that, right? Okay. What is this Page of Wands over here on the end? Because it really doesn't quite fit with the rest of it. I've got the Page of Coins here on top of the Page of Wands. That is interesting. There's some kind of brand new start. It comes from a message of some sort. It kind of comes out of nowhere is what you're like, it doesn't really come out of nowhere. It's something that I was expecting. This page of coins, like the Page of Pentacles right here, flipped out right here on top of this Page of Wands. Pages are immature energies. They can be children, but they are messengers, right? And the Page of Wands can be a message of flirtation. Now, the Page of Coins is someone who is wanting to start something new, but they want to start something stable. So right here, coming towards you, it almost feels like you work through this one situation here, and then right around the corner, there's some kind of new offer of some sort. All right, anything else you want to say about that real quick before I cut you loose? Hold on, that's too many. Yeah, I got the World card. Holy free holies, look at you. Okay, so the World card, that's the final card in the deck of tarot, right? So that's closing out cycles. And honestly, the card that comes right before that is the Judgment card. So you have some kind of closing out of a major cycle in your life here. This is a brand new start that comes from an ending. Endings can be painful, right? But they do propel us into new beginnings. And the pages are bringing messages of new beginnings for you. Nicely done, y'all. All right, so let me just clarify real quick, like with this family tarot here. Anything else you guys need to know? It's quite a bit. I don't know. I've got this Eight of Pentacles. Oh man, yeah, you've done a lot of work on yourself. Holy smokes. Like in the sense of you've had to go through a lot here. You've had to grow a lot. These challenging situations, they propel you towards a lot of growth, especially when you take the time to really think about things, when you take the time to do the right thing for you, especially like with this Emperor energy right here, where you really, really get down to brass tacks with what it is you need in your life. And that propels you to be able to let go of whatever this situation was over here with this Lovers in reverse that said to you, you know, I need something different. I'm feeling a lack of commitment here. There's a lack of reconciliation here on my side, but we need to heal this is kind of what I'm hearing. That energy right there. You've done a lot of work to get yourself to that point. This Five of Wands in reverse indicates like desiring a lot less drama in your life, wanting a more peaceful life for yourself, one that you feel like you're not necessarily so much more in control of, but something that just flows and is a little bit more balanced than what you have been experiencing here with whatever that situation is. Anything else you want to say? It feels, honestly, it was a really heavy energy, but I'm feeling a lot better now. It feels a lot lighter. Almost like you've processed something this week, or you are processing something this week. I've got the Star in reverse. That's like a lack of hope. It's like a lack of faith, which is very similar to this card here, right? Golly geez. And I've got the Death card here. It's the card of Scorpio. It says a final ending to something. Nicely done. And what did we say? With death can sometimes be painful, but it's necessary for change and transformation, right? All right, nicely done. I'm impressed by you, whoever you are. You've been through an awful lot. And if this was your story, nicely done. And if it wasn't, you're like, whew, right? That sounds stressful. Pray for those Capricorns, right? I love you guys a ton, and happy birthday if it was your birthday. And I will catch up with you very soon. Next up, we have Virgo. Let me put these back into the deck, and I will shuffle one more time. Okay, let's go over here to this Tarot of Wonderland for Virgo. And let me take these bracelets off because I know how annoying they can be. There we go. Blew the candle out. I'm sorry, guys. It's not an omen. I blew it out with the shuffling. I'm a very aggressive shuffler. All right, Virgo, what do we have for you guys? I got the Justice card out for you guys too. You're nuts. Oh man. Okay, so this may be a thing for earth signs this week. The Justice card can be about legal matters. It can be about, whenever it's in the upright position, it can be about legal matters going in your favor. It can be about having just to sign a lot of paperwork or fill out a lot of documentation, that kind of stuff. Whenever we have this Nine of Wands that came out with it, though, right under it, it's like this energy of needing to put up boundaries or wanting to put up boundaries or having had to have put up boundaries in the recent past. All right. And it feels like somebody's kind of angry about it with this card right here. Somebody feels like they want to point the finger, like they want to blame somebody for some kind of situation here. Something has been unfair. It feels like somebody was misjudged in some kind of situation. All right. Somebody else is nervous about the situation. 7 of Pentacles here. We have somebody waiting on something. I'm going to clarify. Let's just go ahead. You can do it. Yeah. King of Wands here. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This could be your energy waiting on this King of Wands energy to kind of get it together here. This 7 of Pentacles, it's the energy of waiting for what you've planned to come to fruition. In this situation, though, it's kind of like waiting for paint to dry and knowing it's not really going to do the job. Like, this guy's pretty nervous. It's like, I hope it dries really soon, but even if it does dry, it's probably not going to do the job. It's not gonna achieve its goal here. This King of Wands energy is in the upright position. This is a go-getter. This is somebody who wants to like go full steam, no break, because he knows what he wants and he knows what it is he's after. This could be your energy, actually. You could be waiting on somebody else to get it together. Let's see here. Now I've got the Knight of Wands. Definitely wanting to take action towards something. Okay, so maybe this is you. Maybe you're wanting to get something off the ground here. Or you're wanting some kind of commitment in some kind of situation. I don't know. We'll clarify in a second with another deck. Who knows? Let's find out. So the Knight of Wands, that's somebody who that's like a highly passionate card for one thing. Very creative, can be very sexually passionate. The Hierophant card, yeah, that's the card of Taurus, and that's a card of commitment. That goes with that Knight of Wands. Man, whatever it is we're talking about here, it's a really good combination. I don't know, whatever this thing is that you're waiting for, I feel like you have good feelings about it. You feel like it's something you want to commit to. I feel like you have some kind of, I don't know, it's intuition almost that this is a good partnership, a good match, some kind of good endeavor in some way. I'm not sure how this fits in over here to this Justice card and this 9 of Wands, but we'll talk about it in a minute because it's clear as mud to me, y'all. I've got the 7 of Wands, and it kind of crosses this entire thing, which is somebody who's had to... It's the energy of someone who's having to battle a lot of energies coming towards them. It's somebody who feels like they have the upper hand in a situation, but they're getting tired of having to deal with it all the time. Maybe that's what you're waiting on here. It feels like you may have some really great idea. You may have some really incredible idea that you want to really commit to, something that you want to really go after. But you're waiting on somebody else. This could be another person too. And it kind of feels like you have fought and fought and fought for whatever this is. And you're getting kind of tired of it, and you're getting kind of tired of waiting on it too. What's interesting is with this King of Wands, I was noticing, I put it back down, I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like he's holding a ring or something, which is also like a symbol of commitment. It feels like you're waiting on somebody else to commit either to a project or to yourself or something like that. Hold on. Yes. I've got the King of Cups in reverse. Okay, this is somebody who doesn't express their emotions. It's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine energy. But again, don't get hung up on the genders or the zodiac signs. King of Cups in reverse is somebody who doesn't share their feelings. They keep their cards close to their chest. They don't express themselves well at all. They can be, oh no. Oh, they can be... golly, moody, something like that. It's just very hard to read them. Yeah. And I've got the Star in reverse. That's the card of Aquarius. That was in the Capricorn reading as well. This Star in reverse is kind of this energy of... it's giving up. It's losing hope, losing steam in a situation. Like I said, it feels like you are all in. It feels like you're all in. Where's this other person? All right, this Star in reverse. So the Star is about blessings that belong to you. They're life's learning lessons. Yeah, I hate them too. But really and truly, they are the biggest blessings in your life, especially if you take them and you do grow with them, right? So it's kind of, I always call it like Pandora's box. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly, but it definitely propels you forward as a human being. And this situation, whenever it's in the reverse like this, can almost feel like the womp womp. Oh, life's learning lessons. Kind of, I don't know, maybe investing in the wrong thing, feeling like giving up. Yeah, I've got the Empress in reverse that flipped out with that. With this Nine of Cups right here, absolutely. So the Nine of Cups to me is like the minor arcana version of the star, and that goes right on top of the star card. Nicely done. But it really speaks of like, I really thought this was my one and only. In fact, I still really do feel like this person or this thing is my one and only. It's like my dream. It's just not happening fast enough, okay? And this Empress in reverse it's kind of similar energy to that King of Cups in reverse, like where we haven't been expressing ourselves for so long that it's kind of starting to become like a little bit, I'm hearing like passive aggressive behavior, like, golly geez, right? This is somebody, the Empress in reverse is somebody who feels like she doesn't have the supplies that she needs to provide for everyone. She doesn't feel like she has the resources available to her whenever she's in the reverse. And she's starting to kind of, again, lose faith and lose hope with that star in reverse. Well, I don't like that either. Yeah. So I've got the Page of Cups up right here. So I'm going to end with this deck on that. This Page of Cups upright is somebody who needs to extend an offer of friendship, of love, of apology, or they need to accept it from another person. Again, as we talked about in the Capricorns, because they had two of the pages as well, pages can be children, but they are also messengers. And this one, she's carrying a cup with a fish in it with a message in it. Yeah. But it's a need to offer something that's very sweet and kind and loving, or to accept some kind of apology. I'm going to clarify with this Tarot of Dreams here, because I don't know what this Justice card is here with this Nine of Wands, because it can be about fairness, because the Justice card is the card of Libra, and it can be a card of like needing to find balance in some kind of relationship. And with that Nine of Wands, that's that wounded warrior card. And like I said, he puts up these walls for a reason, right? Like he's been burned in the past, so he's being smart by putting up these boundaries, and maybe almost wishing that he had done it sooner. Under that Justice card right there, it's kind of like being on guard. Like it feels like you're kind of being on guard in some kind of situation. Maybe your heart is guarded. I don't want to talk anymore. Let's see. What is it? Let's see. Have you talk. Darn it, if it's not that Eight of Swords again from the Capricorn reading. Let's see here. That's about that's the energy of being blocked. It's like putting off some kind of outcome. It's like not talking about something. It's whenever it comes out on the side here, somebody makes a decision to start talking, you know, like pop the bubble, right? Pop that bubble of seclusion and isolation and start reaching out to one another and talking. I also call it like the ostrich with its head buried under the sand, which can kind of be an energy of procrastination. It feels almost like somebody is afraid to rip the Band-Aid off in this situation. Somebody has been really fighting for this. Yeah, I've got the High Priestess card, which is the card of Pisces. It's somebody who is very intuitive. And I think that's what this whole thing is about. Because I feel like your energy is the energy of someone who knows a good thing when they see it. And so they really want to go after it with their whole heart. But for some reason, somebody else on the other side of this is pumping the brakes on it, and they're not expressing themselves at all. And it's causing you, and feel free to flip-flop these energies if you like. But someone in this situation is starting to run out of steam. Like they feel like they just can't support it all on their own anymore. And it's causing, there's like a lack of communication here as well. That High Priestess card, that's all about intuition, but it's also the secret keeper. It's someone who doesn't talk a lot. It's someone who keeps their feelings very guarded individual. But that's because they know when it's the right time to speak. Somebody here is ready to start talking again about something, whatever this situation was that's caused that imbalance and that need for a rebalance. Oh my gosh, you got the Palace of Cups. Okay, so one cool thing about this deck, this is the Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti. Thanks, Emery. It's got 4 extra cards in it, and it goes from your cups to wands and swords and pentacles. And what we have here is the Palace of Cups, which is, it's like the epitome of love feelings. Okay. And really, it's a tenderness. It speaks to a real tenderness. It speaks to someone who treats something very gently, someone who treads very lightly because they understand how fragile love can be. And that comes back over here on top of this Justice and this Nine of Wands. It's someone who really has the very best of intentions. And the situation I understand that this may be why you've been so patient in the past with this situation. Because you understand there's a lot of underlying emotions here that have to be processed, especially with this King of Cups in reverse. Like I said, this is somebody who really struggles to express their emotions, and that's not their fault. You know, I mean, can they do something about it? Yes, but it's not their fault, okay? And you're understanding, you're very patient, and this Five of Swords right here, it kind of feels like you're ready to start getting rid of some of this, whatever it is between the two of you now, or whatever it is in this situation. Like you're ready to start cutting things out of your way so that you can become more successful. And now I've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There's a part of you that feels like this isn't going to get any better though. Like there's a part of you that feels like maybe we just need to let it go, because if they're not going to start being more supportive. Yeah, I've got the Judgment in reverse, very similar to that Capricorn up there. Judgment in reverse is somebody who may have waited too long to cut ties with somebody. It feels almost like, I don't know, like you tell me how this resonates in your life, because this Five of Swords energy right here, it can be the energy of needing to cut away things that have been holding you back for a while. It can also be verbal bullying, it can be gossip, that kind of thing. And it goes right under that King of Cups in reverse, which again, I said, is somebody who's really struggling to express themselves. Somebody needs to extend some kind of offer of apology in some way here. Yeah, I've got the Three of Wands here. Wow. See, you have a lot of really high hopes for whatever this situation is. Actually, you have a lot, like you really have set your sights on this goal with this Knight of Wands and this King of Wands, and now we've got this Three of Wands, which is the energy of manifestation in the three-dimensional realm, right? And it's very similar to the Magician energy for me. It's really knowing that this is the right situation for you and really waiting on somebody to catch up, but somebody is getting tired of doing it. You're about out of patience with the situation, and you're ready for some kind of balance, some kind of justice to come in and fix this. It feels like you know that good things are right around the corner, and you're still having to wait. And somebody in this situation is going to have to offer some kind of initial like peace offering, and or just like some kind of communication. Yeah, Five of Pentacles in reverse. These are people who have been separated, or you've been separated from whatever this energy is. It can be financial loss, it can be lack in some way, it can be kind of a poverty mindset, it can be, again, it can be separation from someone that you love, and the solution is to offer an extension of friendship or apology in some kind of way, or to accept one that comes to you from another person. Alrighty, anything else you want to say? This is kind of deep, y'all. Y'all are always deep. You're the coolest, right? I got the Two of Cups in reverse. This is a dissolution of a partnership. That's definitely in question right now. Now, the Two of Cups, you should know, is one of the soulmate cards. Very interesting. It goes right on top of the High Priestess, which is a number 2 in the deck. So you got 2 twos on top of each other, which are really about partnership also. Now, this Two of Cups, again, it's one of the soulmate cards. It's about partnership. It doesn't always have to be a romantic partnership. It can be a friendship. It can be, you know, just somebody that you've been very close to for a very long time. It can be a business relationship as well. Whenever it's in the reverse, it can be a dissolution of that. Perhaps this person just isn't there. You can just get the impression that they just really don't have the same goals in line with yours, perhaps. Now I've got the Six of Cups on right next to that. Yeah. See, this is why we're struggling here because the Six of Cups is yet again another soulmate card. And we had it in the Capricorn reading just a second ago. The Six of Cups, that's that past life love. It's that childhood love, people who have grown up together, you know. And so it's a major relationship again. And so you're just kind of waiting on somebody to figure it out, it feels like. And that's why you're struggling to move forward. That's why you've had the patience that you've had, I should say. And now I've got the Six of Swords. Holy frijoles. Okay, so the Six of Swords is about moving on. And it came out on its side, which tells me that this is what you're up against right now. You're really trying to decide, do I stay or do I go? All right. Okay. Anything else you want to say about that? I'm going to leave it at that, I think. All right. I've got the Justice card again. The Justice in reverse, actually. Start with it and we'll end with it. How about that? So, the Justice in reverse, it's just the indication of, I don't know, I guess it could go either way because we've got it both ways here. So I guess it just kind of depends on what your version of justice is. What is getting what you deserve? What is fair in this situation? Is it this situation? Is this the right situation for you? Or is it going to be something that is more fair and balanced, but it isn't this thing? You know, sometimes we have to let go of some things, even though we have invested a lot in them, because ultimately there is something better waiting for us. And sometimes we have to have patience and we have to allow people to grow at their own pace. In this situation, I feel you have been beyond patient. And you have really given with your whole heart and with the very best of intentions. And I'm not saying that this other person, place, thing, whatever, hasn't. I'm just feeling like you're not getting what you want, and you're having to sit and wait for something, and I'm not sure that it's improving fast enough for your liking. And I feel like you have the impression that it's kind of holding you back in some ways, and you really you want to go full steam ahead. I don't know. So what I say is I wish you luck, and I know you're going to make the right decision no matter what. And I will catch up with you next week. All right, that was your reading for the week, Virgo. Next up, we have Taurus. I'm going to stick with this Tarot of Wonderland. Let's see what we have for you guys. I got the Ten of Wands in reverse. That says I can't take it anymore. I got to put it down, which is good. This is a good situation. I like to see it in the reverse because it tells me that something's already happened. It can feel kind of catastrophic at the time, and we can be left picking up the pieces from something. That can be the case. However, it feels like it's something you've either just experienced or you're moving through. The Four of Pentacles in reverse says it's time to let go. It feels like you have already processed that, and you've already started the process of letting something go. Good job. Probably did it last month. Nicely done. Yeah, okay. So I've got... Cool. And stuck to the bottom of it was the Ten of Swords. Nice. All right, so we've got the World card here that flipped out, which is, again, it's starting a brand new cycle. Having to close out something here. It was hard to let go of something. You did it. There was a lot of upheaval, perhaps, because we have this Ten of Swords here, which is, it's the minor arcana version of the Death card for me. It's one more final stab in the back. We're going to give it one more try. And whenever it comes out, I think it came out on its side, it's something that's already happened. It's kind of like the ending of something. Good job. All right, well, you know, I'm just going to slide that over because I feel like that's already happened. Yeah, I've got the Six of Pentacles here. Okay, it's time for something different in your life is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that it's time for something that allows for more reciprocity in your life, something that allows for more equal give and take, something that allows for more balance. That's something that you're calling in for yourself. Got the Two of Cups in reverse. Golly, this guy has been popular for our earth signs tonight. Okay, Two of Cups in reverse is the dissolution of a partnership. It is the dissolution of something that you invested a lot of your heart into. It can be a relationship. It can be a romantic relationship or a career relationship. Take it as you will. whatever it was a large relationship in your life. And it caused some upheaval with that World card. But you know what? That's the place we're all at, you know? It's like the closeout of one cycle and the beginning of another. Ace of Wands, now we have some kind of new beginning. Wow. Like a really big new beginning. It's like, so the Ace of Wands, it can be trailblazing. I always call it, it's a very sexually passionate card, like probably the most sexually passionate card in the entire deck of tarot. It is, again, it's a trailblazing energy. It's a brand new beginning and something. We'll find out what it is in a minute. Yes. And I got the King of Pentacles in reverse. There's someone here who's experienced a lot of like financial loss in some way because of having to let some things go. And we have some insecurity issues coming up because of that. I'm going to look at that in 1 second and figure out if we can get that to, oh man, darn it. Darn it, darn it. And that's all going to go together. So I have the Seven of Swords here. I've got the Page of Swords here. And I've got the Eight of Swords in reverse here. Golly. Okay, that all goes with that King of Pentacles in reverse. And I don't want to leave it hanging like that. Let me see if there's anything else from this deck you guys want to say. Thank you. That doesn't help. I'm going to keep that one out. Hold on. Okay, fair enough. Good enough. Okay, so I don't ever like to leave it on like a cliffhanger note or like a super negative note because I want to know how the story is going to end because I insist that it won't end badly, right? Because everything, we can learn from every situation in our lives, right? And so it couldn't end badly. It just couldn't. All right. So we'll come back over here to this King of Pentacles in reverse with the Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords and the Eight of Swords and the Star in reverse in just a minute. Don't sweat it. Here, let me clarify with this Tarot of Dreams over here. Take me back over to this Ten of Wands real quick. Like, I know you've ended something. I know that we're moving on. I know we're starting some kind of new cycle. We got the Wheel of Fortune right there in the middle of the deck. Yeah, things are starting to get better. Trust me, if you've been through some kind of period in your life recently where it just felt like the odds were stacked against you and it was just like one thing after another, things are going to start getting better. Things are going to start to flow better. And it's because you've done this a lot of work. You've released a lot of things and it looks more peaceful. All right, so what do we want to even talk about this? Go ahead and say it. What do we have to say about it? All righty. Yeah, I have the Four of Cups here. Which is somebody who wants something different for themselves. They're really focused on finding the right person for them now. The right thing for them. Whatever it is they want to pour their heart into. Person, place, or thing, pick a noun. Whatever it is you want to focus your heart on, you really, really have your sights set on it. You're kind of ignoring everything else except for this one thing. Focused on that Ace of Cups. And I've got the Knight of Cups that came out with it too, which is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. It's someone who wants to come towards you or you want to go towards another person with some offer of love, basically. And it goes on top of that Six of Pentacles and that Two of Cups in reverse. Well, that makes me feel good. On top of that Six of Pentacles right there, that's a good sign. That's somebody who wants to give you as much as you want to give to them. And I feel like with you being so focused on this Ace of Cups, again, this Ace of Cups is really about self-love because you're going to attract whatever that vibrational match is for you. So the more full your own cup is, you will attract other people with the same fullness, right, to their cup. Typically. And I like that you're focusing on that because it looks like you've had to end something. It kind of threw your life upside down and you had to let go of a lot of things. It was tough. And now you're starting to focus on yourself again in a very healthy way. And because of that, I feel like someone's coming towards you with this Knight of Cups. And it's something that's going to be a lot more reciprocal than it has been in the past. Now I've got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, that was over there in that Capricorn reading, I think, too. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse, again, it's like somebody who doesn't wait on things anymore. You don't chase after things that aren't healthy for you anymore. There's some that with this Four of Swords right here, there's been some kind of major ending in your life. Like it almost feels like a death to ego, like an ego death, right? Or it can be the ending of something that you had allowed to previously define you. And because of that, it opens up like a whole new world of options for you in some way. What? Snap. Okay, so I was thinking to myself, what is this Ace of Wands? Because I've got this Knight of Cups right here that's really, it's kind of crossing the Six of Pentacles here with this Ace of Wands. So I know that you have somebody that's coming towards you. While you're all focused on yourself and your growth, and I'm not going to invest in this anymore, and I'm not going to waste my time with this anymore. And while you're like, you know what, I'm going to let go of all of these are your words, not mine. I'm going to let go of all of these things that I thought defined me. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to look in a different direction. I'm going to choose myself. Meanwhile, somebody else has different intentions and they want to come towards you. And this Ace of Wands right here, what I pulled for it is the Palace of Wands, which is that one of those extra 4 cards in this specific deck here. And it's really just this embodiment of creative passion, whatever this Ace of Wands is for you, whether this is part of this new love offering with this Knight of Cups, or whether it's some kind of new endeavor in your life, like creatively, career related. It is something that you, like, I just hear you want to sink your teeth into. You, it's like very... something that you want to invest a huge amount of yourself into. Good. That's good. Okay. All right. We have this whole section over here. All right. Hold on. Do we want to say, I don't want to talk about this over here. Do we want to say anything over here about this Palace of Wands situation? Five of Swords again. That's nuts. And the Eight of Swords again in reverse. That both of those came out for our Virgos up ahead. This Five of Swords is cutting away anything that has been keeping you from being successful in the past. We go from the Four of Swords to the Five of Swords here. And then over here with this Eight of Swords, it crosses on top of the Eight of Swords. This is somebody who is tired of not... this is somebody who's tired of procrastinating. They're tired of waiting on something. They're ready to get going on everything that they... have set their, like, they're ready to get going with their life. Basically, that's you. That's your energy. Now, I'm not sure, because you've got it twice here. Eight of Swords, Eight of Swords. Alrighty. Dare I even ask about this King of Pentacles and this Seven of Swords? Because the truth is, King of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who's experienced a lot of financial loss. And I don't know if these are two different energies in your life, if we're dealing with two different situations. This may be the situation that you're leaving back behind. It may be coming back to rear its ugly head for a second, or you may still be dealing with that situation in some way. This Seven of Swords energy, again, this is like our lying cheater card. It can be somebody who's trying to get away with something with that King of Pentacles in reverse energy. It's somebody who has financial lack in their life in some way. This Page of Swords energy, y'all got a lot of pages tonight, Earth signs. But this Page of, and almost in the same location in all y'all's readings too. This Page of Swords energy is, it can be online stalkerish behavior. It can be somebody who is obsessing about someone. With this Eight of Swords in particular here, we could have a situation that you're already aware of. I got the Two of Wands in reverse. Yeah. Oh, snap. Okay, so that goes... I'm a dork, I know. That goes right on top of this Eight of Cups. And I didn't even... That's why I said I don't want to leave you guys hanging with all of this negativity here in the middle. Which kind of feels like somebody... that you've just left behind is still kind of hanging about in your energy. And it feels kind of like more information is coming to the surface about whatever that situation was, like on a daily basis. And it feels like you've had a lot of intuitive nudges about whatever that situation was that you left behind, that you were kind of just putting on the back burner, kind of just ignoring. And now like the things are starting to stack up in place, and you're starting to see things for what they really were. It's possible that somebody may come towards you towards the end of this week. This person or someone else may be asking for money in some kind of way. You don't have a lot of trust in this individual, whoever it is. With that star in reverse, it feels like you've been burned by them before, and you don't have a lot of hope for change in them. Okay, there's that. So take it as you will. I don't know how that relates because it does feel like these are separate energies unless they are this person that you've left behind recently. So this is interesting. I have you with this Eight of Cups, and that attaches itself to this energy right here that we were just talking about. And I said, oh, it's that lying cheater card with that Seven of Swords. And, then we have this Eight of Cups, which says, I'm walking away from it. I don't know why I ever thought I wanted it in the first place, because now I definitely don't. It's not even cute anymore. That's how she feels about it. And she's able to walk away from it. With this Two of Wands, it leaves you not wanting anything at all, and really not wanting to focus on any kind of partnership at all, which is funny because that's the energy I have you in over here with this Four of Cups energy, where you're like, I just want to focus on myself. I was burned so badly by this, whatever. I'm just going to focus on myself. I want to focus on what I want to do. I want to pour my heart and soul into this endeavor, and I am going to wait until the right thing comes around. That's what I'm hearing. You're so cute. You're so smart. It's so true. All right, and now I've got the Seven of Wands here, which was also in one of y'all's earlier earth signs too. The Seven of Wands is somebody that in this situation, it's like somebody who barely feels like they're able to keep their head above ground, like above water. Like treading water, just trying to make it to the finish line, like fighting an uphill battle, getting sick of it. Again, I just want to do it on my own. If I can just get to the end, everybody will be fine. And I've got the Emperor. So you really want to go it alone. You really want to be on your own. You want to do it your way. You want to invest in the things you want to invest in. You feel like you're going to be better off on your own in whatever way. Good job. And I got the Queen of Wands. That's somebody who really, really, really wants to take action towards someone or something. Very beautiful, very popular, very charismatic, like a moth to a flame, like so beautiful and doesn't even know that they are. What? Good job. Everyone's very much admiring the things that you're doing. Now I've got the Knight of Wands again for you guys. I believe that's twice out for you guys, or was that another reading? I don't even remember. But I think that was actually Virgo above. But in any case, the Knight of Wands, again, right next to the Queen of Wands, is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, masculine energy. But it's somebody who wants to take action towards something, and they're very, very serious about it. Right on top of that Knight of Cups, too. There's somebody that's had their eye on you. It's true. That's what I'm hearing. Yep. And I got the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so you're starting some kind of new thing. You really have a lot of belief in yourself, and I love that you do. You want to invest in something, and you have the feeling, it goes right on top of that Emperor card, that you can do this. And a lot of people have turned their eyes towards you because you're doing good things in your life. You've had to let go of a lot of things, particularly possibly a person or something that you had allowed to define you for some time. Now you're investing more in just yourself, and I really love that for you. And you're not accepting anything that is not good enough anymore is kind of what I'm hearing. And that's like no shade to another person. And I don't mean to say that another person isn't good enough, just not giving you what you need in your life in whatever way. I mean, obviously within reason, right? You're not going to behave like a spoiled brat or anything like that. But it's the energy of not accepting something that isn't at least reciprocal, right? And full of love and kindness for you. Alrighty, that is your reading for this week. You guys, You've moved on from something, and it's very good job. I'm not loving this energy of the Seven of Swords and that Page of Swords, but I have the impression that you really aren't either. I have the feeling that you've had some intuitive nudges about something, about this individual, like you knew that maybe they were doing something shady with finances, or perhaps they were watching your social media or something like that. Yeah, and so I think that you'll be putting up some boundaries in that area. All right, I will catch up with you guys next week. We are on to our air signs with Libra. I'm going to use the traditional Rider-Waite here. I've got the Chariot in reverse, which feels like you're kind of at a stall out, like you feel like you can't move forward for some reason, or you were recently. You got the Fool in reverse, exactly, which is like somebody who really wants to start something new, but for some reason they feel like they are unable to move forward, almost like it feels like it's out of your hands, which, you know, like a lot of things feel like that right now. You could have the best idea. You could be like, I want to start this amazing restaurant, and I have the capital to do it, and I have my location picked out, but guess what? It's the Rona, so you can't, and you feel like you're stalled out. Like there are a lot of people who are feeling this way right now, and that may be your feeling, wanting to start something new and feeling like you can't. I get it. Knight of Pentacles here. This is somebody who's willing to start at like the entry level. They're willing to learn everything that they possibly can about something. They're really willing to do the work. They're really willing to invest in themselves and in, like if this is a business or something like that, they're willing to invest of themselves in this business. They are very slow moving. They're very wise. They know a good thing when they see it. Yeah. It's Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. So that's you guys, right? Or no. We're done with Earth signs. That's not you guys. But it could be the energy you're embodying right now. I've got the Magician in reverse. Exactly. Like you're saying, I'm willing to do all this work. I'm willing to invest of myself, you know, for myself, but I feel like I'm powerless in this situation. I'm starting to get frustrated is what I'm hearing with this Magician in reverse. The Magician is somebody who has a lot of tools at their disposal. Whenever it's at the reverse, it feels like somebody who's tried everything they could think of. Like I've done everything I can think of. I can't think of a solution to the problem. I can't think of a way to get it off the ground. But yet not giving up with that Knight of Pentacles, because that's somebody who realizes it may be slow going at first. So there are other ways that I can work on this. There are other ways that I can force my energy into this direction. Not force so much as apply my energy in this direction so that when the time is right, the floodgates will open, because I will have done all the preparatory work to get myself there in the meantime. Okay. Well, good. Got the Justice card out. Now that is your card, Libra. Nicely done. Right in the middle of your reading with this Queen of Pentacles underneath it. Oh, I love it. Exactly. So right in the middle of it, it feels so good. It feels like you're feeling like yourself for the first time in a while. It feels like you have something new to focus on. And while you don't feel like you can make the progress that you want, while you understand that there's like something out on the distant horizon that you really want to accomplish, you understand that circumstances just aren't their very, very best right now. So instead of fighting the current, you're just going to start investing in the aspects of this with whatever energy that you can. And doing that does exactly what we were talking about, which is it starts to create the building blocks for success later on. Nicely done. I've got the Lovers card that's right here. It crosses the entire reading. And it's really a card of choice. Back in the day, hundreds of years ago, the Lovers card didn't necessarily represent a love relationship. It represented a finite choice, and a choice that had consequences. It's a choice of what do we invest in? Who do we invest in? If I invest in this one person, I get that one person. Everybody else is wiped off the table, and vice versa, right? Crosses that entire reading. It's, you know a good thing when you see it. You know what you want to invest in, who you want to invest in. Just kind of waiting for it all to gel is kind of what I'm hearing. Anything else? Yeah, I've got the Ten of Pentacles here. Nicely done. Oh my gosh. So the Ten of Pentacles can be an influx in your income. That's wonderful. It can be stability coming back towards you. It goes right underneath that Justice card, which is your card, and right on top of that Queen of Pentacles. You may have just like a major influx in your finances this week, this month. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, it brings a lot of stability into your life. It's a creation of wealth for yourself. So good. I love it. All right, so I'm going to leave that like that, and we're going to come over here to this Tarot of Dreams again. Oh. Alrighty, hold on. I'm going to put all of these back in because the Eight of Swords just flipped out again, and if it's supposed to come out, it will. But, golly, I've got the Six of Cups right here. Huh. So that goes right on, that goes with this Lover's card, which is also the number 6, right? In the major arcana. The Six of Cups is one of our soulmate cards in the deck. And again, it represents past life love. It can represent childhood love. We may be talking about some kind of love relationship here that's crossing you this week as well. And again, guys, these are just energies, so take them as you will. These can be different situations in your life. We could be talking about multiple things. Now, all of a sudden, I feel like we're talking about some kind of love relationship that's crossing you. And I don't know that it has anything to do with what we were just talking about. I almost feel like everything that I just read was for a Libra who's looking to invest in themselves, like in their business life. And they have some kind of really fantastic idea, whether you are a tradesperson or an educator or an artist of some sort. You have some kind of incredible idea, an inventor perhaps, or an engineer. You have some kind of incredible talent that you know you have, and you want to invest in it, but right now you understand that it's not the right time. So instead of choosing again to fight the current, you're choosing to go with the flow and invest in other ways until you can again open the floodgates. So I'm gonna, and that's right there brings all this Ten of Pentacles. I'm gonna slide this over here because I feel like we're talking about something slightly different now that I have this Six of Cups here and this Lover's card out. So I'm just gonna start like a whole new little section here. All right, so what's this? What? This Tree of Life card, this is like all of the things. This is kind of major. This is all about, it's quantum. It's, okay. This deck is very cool. So this is about alignment. This is about things coming together. I'm glad I slid all of this over because this is definitely a different situation. There's some kind of major love relationship coming towards you that, it's sort of just part of you. It's like a major experience of some sort. This is like grid alignment. This is like multi-dimensional alignment, and I know that's very weird, right? But yeah. All right, the Two of Pentacles, or excuse me, the High Priestess here, which is the card of Pisces, but it's the energy of a lot of intuition. A lot of intuition about this, possibly dreams about this person. This person may dream of you. This is a very, I hate to say this because it sounds so flaky, but it's like a cosmic connection, no joke. All right. Yeah, for sure. And it's like someone, it could be dealing with a Pisces here. Someone that, there could be like fifth dimensional energies here. Huh. And holy smokes, if we don't end with the Fool. And we started with the Fool, and now we end with the Fool, both in the reverse. That is nutty. So I don't really know. The Fool in reverse, to me, it's the indication of like there's like something that just can't get off the ground. It's just something that it's like the timing is a little bit off. Like we're almost there. All we have to do is turn it into the upright position, right? Yeah, and we're just waiting for things to align, and I really, really feel like now is the time. Why is this Fool in reverse, though? I don't understand that. Because everything else is stacked up here. Like, it's whatever it is, it's coming towards you. I got the Page of Swords in reverse. What? Like, so this is someone who's, oh, that's what it is. Okay, so we have somebody here. We have like almost like a soul connection here. And there are people that aren't talking with one another verbally. And that's why it can't get, that's why there's like a lack of communication on the three-dimensional level. But this person is hovering in your energy, in your environment. I know that sounds far out, but it's true. With this Page of Swords, this is someone that just watches, and that is uncomfortable and weird. It can be the energy of internet stalking of some sort. It can be somebody that watches your social media or something like that. Intuitively, you two may know of one another. And I've got the Chariot in reverse. Okay, I gotta stop. All right, because again, the second card out for you guys was the Chariot in reverse. Nuts. So we'll just be repeating the same reading. Alrighty, so the Chariot in reverse is again like no change. There's no change here. Well, that's not helpful for anybody, is it? Least of all you. Well, it's because there's no communication here. It feels like I have two people that are aware of one another, but only hovering in each other's relationships or in each other's atmosphere. I've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse there. It tells me that this other person, they may be occupied with something else, someone else. And there's some kind of imbalance here with that Two of Pentacles in reverse right there. Page of Wands. This is somebody who, wow, okay, two pages again. Pages have been really popular tonight. Pages again are messengers. They can be children and they can be immature energies. It can be the energy of a flirtation. There's something, it can also be a random chance meeting of some sort as well. With whoever this person is, that's the only way this is going to work. Oh, I see. And I got the Five of Wands in reverse. There could be possible drama in this situation. Ew. No, stay out of it. Or a fear of drama, fear of kind of going back and forth in your head. It can be something, it can be it's like an energy of obsessively going round and about in your head. That may be where the drama comes from. It can be from a lack of communication. Yeah, and now I've got the Ten of Wands. It's a feeling like you can't take it anymore. This person may be feeling the same way. What's going to happen in this situation? Just because I'm so nosy. Hold on, I got to put that back in. Incidentally, it was the Ace of Cups, but it came out with too many. I've got the Seven of Pentacles. This is somebody that we just keep waiting for. Okay, well, there you have it. That's the energy of that. We just keep on waiting for this. Like I said, there may be some kind of chance meeting here, but we have two people here who are not speaking to one another for whatever reason, but definitely hovering in your atmosphere. Whether you know of this person or not, I don't know. They could be watching you at a distance. There is some kind of thing like where, I mean, stars align for sure. And there's some kind of inner knowing, again, could be having dreams about this person. This person could be having dreams of you. I don't feel like, I kind of paint it in it's like a slightly creepy way. I don't intend to, not at all. There's some kind of standstill here where two people can't quite come together for some reason. There's something about that Two of Pentacles there where they could be juggling another situation, which is why I say, ooh, I do not encourage you to go in that direction, of course. And of course. And so I'm not really sure what that looks like. As far as your career goes, it looks smashing. All right, that was your reading for the week, Libra. I will catch up with you guys next week. Next up, we have Gemini. Thanks, you guys. Let me see here. I'm going to move over here to this Tarot of Azathoth for you guys. Alrighty, I have the Sun in reverse. That's like someone who, there's like a need for healing in some kind of situation. There could have been some kind, it can also be depression. So, and obviously I'm not a doctor, but it's kind of the energy of possibly depression, needing to get outside a little bit, maybe needing to get some exercise, some vitamin D, something like that. I've got the Tower in reverse. Darn it all. And on top of that, I got the High Priestess. Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, so what we could be looking at here is a situation that's calling for healing as well. With that Tower in reverse, that's the energy of some kind of catastrophe that's already happened, some kind of fallout that's already happened. It's like the lightning already struck the tower and now we're dealing with the cleanup of the situation. And maybe that's why we have the Sun in reverse here, which is like, again, a need for healing, a need for talking about it. Could be a need for counseling of some sort. This High Priestess is a card of Pisces, but it's the card of inner knowing. It's it's picking up on the red flags, right? It's that intuition, it's that understanding, it's the wisdom of knowing when to speak and when to be silent. It is kind of crossing this entire section. This is someone who may have a lot of secrets. They may keep a lot of secrets, or they may simply not express how they're feeling in situations for a lot of different reasons. Let's see here. Yeah, I have the King of Wands here. That's somebody who wants to take action. The King of Wands is somebody who leads the troops into battle. He takes charge of a situation. He's very well liked. He's very loyal. He's very, very brave. Everybody loves him. Everybody wants to be around him. That's the energy of that. And I've got the Five of Wands under that. This guy's been popular tonight too. So this is the Tarot of Azathoth, and they do title some of their artwork. This one is called Strife. I was just describing this in the earlier reading where I was saying that it feels kind of like going back and forth in your head. It can be a lot of emotional, mental drama, just kind of within yourself. It can also be arguing with other people. It goes under that King of Wands energy. This is kind of the energy of someone who wants to take control of the situation. They feel like it's their job to take control of the situation. Almost like there's a masculine energy here that's saying, you know what, it's my job. I'm the head of this household. I mean, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. It's not about your gender. It's about the energy, right? Somebody who's like, I feel like I'm the one who needs to take control of this situation. Somebody's got to. No, we can't possibly keep dealing with this much drama in our lives is kind of what I'm hearing. There's a lot of pressure on a person that has to deal with that. And I've got the King of Cups that crosses that too. King of Cups right here on its side. Very similar energy to that High Priestess that came out on its side. Again, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy with that King of Cups. We're talking about somebody's emotions here. And note that we could have either a masculine Gemini watching this, or you may have a masculine in your life Gemini who is not expressing themselves at all. Like being very closed-lipped about how they're feeling, possibly because they don't feel safe to express themselves in some way. It's not that they're unclear about how they feel, it's that they don't know if they feel safe expressing themselves for some reason. This guy, he even looks a little bit nervous, right? I have the Two of Swords here. This is somebody who is, and that goes directly on top of this section with this King of Wands, King of Cups energy. This is the energy of somebody who goes within to make a decision about which direction they want to go in. Yeah, like I'm not sure what the decision is, but it's kind of a left or right, yes, no, up, down kind of decision. Okay, and this one is titled Peace. Good. Because once you make this decision, whatever it is, it will bring peace to you because the decision will be made. And then whenever it goes on top of this King of Wands energy with this King of Cups, my only concern is that you keep making the same decision over and over again, and yet you're not sticking to it in some way. And if you're not sticking to it, it's because you have a lot of emotion invested in this situation. So it's very hard for you to walk away from whatever situation this was, regardless of how faulty it was with that tower that's already been, like the foundation's already been exposed. Okay. Anything else you want to say with this deck? I got basically the Page of Swords in reverse. This is the Princess of Swords in this deck, but the Page of Swords in reverse, popular guy tonight. Again, can be the card of internet stalking. It can be looking into somebody's records. It can be obsession with someone. It can be watching someone's social media. It can also be the energy of just saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, putting your foot in your mouth. It can be small tiffs, small arguments. It can also be little white lies. All right, hold on. I feel like we need like one more with this deck here because I'm not sure what that means. Okay, I have the Knight of Wands that goes on top of that. The Ace of Wands on top of that. Okay, this could go a couple of different ways. This can be someone who wants to start some kind of, this could be someone who is watching you from a distance or you doing the same to another person. I don't know if this is related at all to this situation. I don't know. This feels separate from these other two readings. So I don't know if we have different different Geminis watching this, or if we're reading for different areas of your life. But this this Page of Swords in reverse with this Knight of Wands energy here, with this Ace of Wands energy here, is the indication that somebody wants, somebody's quite attracted to you and they want to come towards you. It could be a fire sign, but really and truly, it's someone that's very passionate about you, very, like, finds you to be very, very attractive and could be watching you from a distance. Okay. Enough about that. Let me get this Star Power Tarot right here. And I'm going to come back over here to this Sun in reverse and this Tower in reverse with this High Priestess, where we have some kind of fallout that's happened and you having to pick up the pieces here. There's like a tremendous need for healing in some way, and somebody's not talking that. It feels like that person is you. Let's see. I got the Three of Cups in reverse here. So the Three of Cups in reverse can be a lack of reconciliation between friends, family, loved one, that sort of thing. It can also indicate a third-party situation of some kind. You may have experienced this in your life and maybe you're recovering from it, or maybe there are some secrets about that in your relationship in some way, either from you or from a partner. Either you're healing from it or you're hiding it maybe. I've got the Ace of Wands again. That's twice out for the Ace of Wands for you guys in this. Again, it's like the most sexually passionate card in the entire deck. It can be a new sexual relationship in your life. It can be also wanting to go in a brand new direction. But with this combination of cards here, it's somebody that you want to go towards, or they want to. They're very much have their eye on you. Who finds you to be extremely attractive. This could be a third-party situation that we're talking about here, where we have someone going round and round in their head and like fighting a battle over it. Or you may have just ended some kind of relationship and you're nervous about starting something new with someone. What is this whole King of Wands information over here? King of Cups situation. Somebody is not expressing themselves and how they're feeling. Dang it all. Okay, so this may very well be a third-party situation in somewhere in your life. I'm not saying that you're involved with it, but there's definitely the energy of this. Because anytime you have the Three of Cups in reverse and the Seven of Swords, it's pretty much textbook third-party situation. You can look it up on the Google. Probably. I know this card is truly grotesque, but the Seven of Swords in this card is someone who, that's like a lot of lies. It's a lot of lies in this situation, and it is definitely someone who's trying to get away with something, and it can almost be like narcissistically or gaslighting in some kind of way. This Three of Cups in reverse does it. I mean, I would say yeah. Okay, so I have the Eight of Wands in reverse. This can be moving away rapidly from a situation. It can be communication that you don't want to hear, or communication about this situation. That goes right on top of that Two of Swords, where I was saying it's making a decision about something, the yes, no, stay, go, left, right, up, down kind of decision. And that Eight of Wands goes right on top of it. It's about communication. In this situation, we may have had a lack of communication in the past. Because the Eight of Wands is usually about rapid communication coming towards you. Whenever it's in the reverse, either we have a delay in communication, or it can be messages that we don't want to receive, or it can be coming at you from a lot of different angles unexpectedly. And now I've got another eight. I got the Eight of Pentacles right here. This is somebody who wants to focus on themselves for a while. They don't want to engage with anybody else. They kind of want to do things on their own. I don't know. Again, that goes with this, kind of goes with this King of Wands energy. It's like you're really being cautious as to what you're investing in all of a sudden. You're really being cautious as to what you're accepting as truth to you. It's kind of like your eyes are wide open for the first time. You're starting to become aware of the webs that have been spun around you in some way as well. And these entanglements is what I'm seeing, entanglements. Okay. Sorry about the heat there. I got the Ten of Wands. You're like, yep, it's been too much. Here's somebody, this is what I'm thinking. I feel like you may have learned of some infidelity in your present partnership, or you may have been part of that in some way. And it's propelling you towards, I don't know, you may have been working through this, may have caused a tower moment in your life of some sort that is really needing some healing. Either this, you may know about this and maybe you're keeping it a secret. I don't know. It's kind of become too much for you to carry, too much for you to manage, right? Yeah. And you haven't been talking about it, but now you see a need to really take control of this situation because it's been like too much drama in some kind of way, whether it's in your own head or whether it's in the world, like your space around you. It's causing you to want to kind of separate yourself and kind of get your head together to make a decision about whether you stay or go, or what you want to do next. Maybe if this is something that you've already dealt with, it's something that you're really needing to recover from. Maybe even seek counseling for, and again, not a doctor, right? But maybe wanting to, for sure. Seek some kind of healing, for sure. I got the Four of Cups there. Yeah, just like a lot of, I'm hearing like bitterness, loneliness, grief. I don't know if this is your energy or that this is an energy. It goes right on top of that Two of Swords, where you're kind of having to go within. It's really not so much bitterness, loneliness, or grief as like looking at who you are and what you've become and what you want that to be in the future. What you have allowed to fill your cup, and what that looks like for you. And you kind of deciding like, you know what, these are the things that I really want in my life, and these are the things that I won't accept in my life anymore. Because I think it's like a renewal of love for yourself in a way, and maybe that is where that King of Wands energy comes in and kind of helps clear the way for those feelings of like, you know what, I got to take charge of this situation within myself and within my environment. Yeah, and now that I see this web that has been created, I want out, or you know, it's cleanup time, one or the other. What is this Page of Swords? Dare I ask about this? Goodness. So now I've got this Ace of Pentacles here on top of this Ace of Wands, which is an investment in self, but it's also a brand new beginning in something. The Ace of Pentacles is my favorite card to get in just about any reading because it's the beginning of a brand new solid start. Okay, and it goes right on top of this Ace of Wands over here. And while it could be a really chunky start, especially under that Princess of Swords energy right there, which can be something that comes with a lack of clarity attached to it, so it's kind of like a fuzzy start, but it's definitely going to be a solid start. Does that make sense at all? A fuzzy start, that's probably not the right word. It's definitely not. Where it can feel like a foggy start, or like something you're just not prepared to handle, like comes out of nowhere kind of thing. Something you weren't expecting. Right, you're definitely up to the task, and now I have this Prince of Wands energy, which you're saying, yes, I'm definitely up to the task, and now I'm actually kind of excited at the prospect of doing things my own way and investing in myself. What did I say with this Ace of Cups and investing in yourself? So we have three aces right here on top of each other. The Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. And am I wrong, or did you? Yes, you had the Ace of Wands earlier too. So you had the Ace of Wands twice. And now you've got the Ace of Cups as well. Now, is that right? And the Ace of Pentacles. Dang. You're good. You're amazing. This is like a brand new beginning for you. Aces are brand new, fresh starts. Ace of Cups is a start in love. Ace of Wands can be a creative, passionate endeavor or new sexual relationship. The Ace of Pentacles is a solid start and a foundation, investing in yourself and in your career and in your future. All of those things are very, very good. And whenever you have this energy of the Knight of Wands backing you up there, it's energy that's like very free-spirited. It's very fiery. It can almost be inflammatory. And it's like I said, it comes out of nowhere, almost like a berserker at the beginning of a battle, you know, like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. And while it can be a chunky beginning, it is definitely a new beginning with a lot of prosperity and a lot of hope and a lot of promise. Good job. Because whatever this is over here with this Seven of Swords, Three of Cups in reverse, darn it if it's not the Page of Wands again, or excuse me, Page of Swords in reverse again, twice out for you guys. Which again it can be internet stalking. It can be looking into somebody's records. It can be messages that you don't want to receive. But again, it's very clear. Like, and it's getting clearer. And what was I saying? Dealing with this whole Seven of Swords, Three of Cups energy right here, which can be very narcissistic and very gaslighting, can be very, very confusing. It can require a lot of healing to deal with, and a lot of really looking at yourself and what you've accepted into your life in whatever way. And because you've done that work, because you are starting that work, because you have gone through that in some way and you're willing to do the healing for that, and I don't know, I'm hearing this energy of maybe having to look into some things. Maybe look at some of these untruths, whether from yourself or from another person. You're getting a lot of clarity. Yeah, and I've got the Knight of Swords. Very good. So the Knight of Swords, very similar energy to this Prince of Wands, but it comes in like a wrecking ball, nice, out of nowhere. But the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving energy in the deck. It's very mental energy. It's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, masculine energy. So it's very much yours. It's quick thinking. It's clarity coming in towards you for the first time in a long time. It's growing up from that Page of Swords into the Knight of Swords. It's progression. Perfect. Yeah, and now we have the Nine of Wands, which is about putting up boundaries. Yes, and you're like, I wish I put the boundaries up sooner, but now I understand why I've had this much baggage in the relationship. This other person's had this much baggage in the relationship. Things are starting to make sense now. We're going to start putting up some walls here where they need to be established. We're going to make some changes here. And then again, I've got this Queen of Cups right here, which is somebody who wants a fresh start, and they really want to have ownership of their love and their heart again, and kind of like have it all belong to themselves again, very similar to this Ace of Cups energy, like where my love, my heart belongs to me again for the first time in a long time. It's very freeing. It's very comfortable feeling for you. It's full of emotion, but it's very healthy all of a sudden for the first time, maybe in a while for you. You may have been in something that was an unhealthy relationship, whatever, that nobody's relationship is perfect, not ever, ever, ever. But some of them can be more toxic than others, right? And if it's gone on for a long time, it can be very, very damaging. And once we have this Tower in reverse, which, let's be honest, the Tower in reverse is something that we, while the Tower comes out of nowhere, the Tower in reverse is something that when we look back at it, we can say, yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Once we get through all of that, and once we start talking about it and we start telling the truths about it, that's when we can start picking up the pieces and we can start healing from it. You are a smart cookie, and this was a very beautiful reading. You have a lot of brand new beginnings coming towards you, which are, what do we have? Three. We had three. Well, we had 4 aces, but 3 of them, really. The only one we were missing was the 8 of Swords, which is when we tell the truth, right? So that'll probably come next week. Let's see how you do, right? Whenever we start hearing the truth, accepting the truth, speaking the truth, whatever that means for you, I wish you all the best of luck, Gemini. Nicely done. Next, we have Aquarius, last of our air signs for the night, and then we're going to move on to our water signs. Well, let's go over here to this Deviant Moon Tarot. And what do we have for Aquarius? I got the, oh man, okay, cool. So I got the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and I have the 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so right here, straight out the gate, I have somebody who hasn't learned their lesson in some way. Whether that's your energy or whether that's another person's, I don't know. These are kind of energies that are hovering around here. With this 4 of Wands in reverse, whatever this Page of Pentacles energy is, it's caused a lot of instability. It's caused basically the roof to be blown off of something. It could have caused a dissolution of a partnership, a major partnership in your life. It could be just like instability in your, like conflict within the home. We have somebody who's, again, just not learning their lessons. It can be about finances. Pages can be children, again, they can be messengers. Page of Pentacles in reverse can be like a message about finances that you don't really want to hear. And it could be as simple as something of, like a spouse who has a tendency to overspend or something like that, and it just like doesn't matter how many times you mention it, it just never seems to get any better, and it's causing a ton of instability in your life. Or it can be something that's a much bigger situation in your life. Take it as it resonates. But this 4 of Wands is often touted as the 11-11 twin flame card, but it's really about the security within your own body, within your own home, the 4 walls of your house. It's a lot about stability in your life, okay? Whenever it's in the reverse, it can be an indication that things are not, they can be a little bit stressful, right? Okay. Okay, I got the Emperor in reverse. Okay, so the Emperor, that's the card of Aries, but the Emperor in reverse is somebody who can be quite tyrannical. It can be somebody who is a my way or the highway person, somebody who is demanding, somebody who pretty much walks into a room and sucks all the air out of it because they have a tremendous need for attention. They have a need to always be right in the situation, because if they're not right, it sort of... it affects their ego. And unfortunately, this person has a lot invested in being right. I don't know if that's you or another person, but there's your Emperor in reverse. Okay. And it goes right on top of that Page of Pentacles and that Four of Wands, where I said somebody wasn't learning their lesson. This is a repeating pattern of some sort, and it's definitely caused a lot of upheaval. When the Emperor is in reverse, he's incapable of taking care of his empire any longer, for whatever reason, whether it's because he no longer has the capital to support the empire, or because he's... you know, because he's a tyrant and he doesn't listen to his people or his subjects, you know, or his advisors. It's someone who is, okay, good, good. All right, so I'm going to slide this over. This may be like a situational day-to-day throughout the week kind of energy, because, or kind of reading, because the next card I have out is this Ten of Pentacles, which is about... It's about establishing a solid foundation. It's about positive finances coming back in. It can be about an influx of money. It can be a raise in salary. It can be a bonus of some way. In some way, it can be people coming back together. It can be people investing in one another again for the first time in a while. It can be, it's a very stabilizing energy, you see? It's people working together as a team and enjoying doing it. And because of that, it creates a lot of stability and a lot of prosperity in their lives. That's good. So whatever this situation is over here, I don't know. We'll find out again in a minute. Yeah, I have the Eight of Cups in reverse. It's wanting to walk away from something, but feeling emotionally tied to it. Maybe. I got the Hierophant in reverse. What? Okay. All right. So the Hierophant, that's the card of commitment. It's the card of marriage. It's the card of Taurus. Whenever it's in the reverse, it can be somebody who wants to end a commitment of some sort. What is interesting is that it's right next to this Eight of Cups right here, which is kind of like walking away from something, right? Whenever it's in the reverse like that, it's somebody who feels like they have a tie to somebody, like they can't let go of something for some reason. But guess what? It's right on top of that Ten of Pentacles, and it can almost be the energy of somebody who doesn't want to let somebody go because of finances. Like they can't let them go because they've got money wrapped up in them or something like that. Like if we were to move on from this, even though with this Hierophant in reverse, we have a lack of commitment from one or both partners in this situation or whatever this is, there's still a tie, and it could be around finances. These people could have a home together or something like that. And while there's some kind of emotional fallout here, yeah, I've got the Temperance card here. That's the card of Sagittarius. It's the card it's the season we just came out of. And again, the Page of Swords. This guy's been ultra popular tonight, right? We just haven't seen him yet from this deck. So this Page of Swords, it can be somebody who's watching somebody very, very closely, watching to see if there's any kind of balance that's going to be restored in this situation. It's kind of like hoping against hope that this situation is going to be better, and you're not going to be forced with this situation where you have to make a change, is what I'm hearing. Like, well, I don't see a lot of commitment from you, or maybe even this other person in this situation. It's kind of like just wishing that things were going to improve rapidly, and you could see that so that you wouldn't have to walk away from it, because you or somebody else has invested a lot in this. And so that's why you don't want to walk away from it. You could have an entire family home with this person. You could have built a business with this person. But again, kind of waiting to see if somebody's going to get it together. Really watching somebody and waiting for somebody to really tell the truth in a situation as well. Waiting to see if somebody is going to achieve balance in this. It's an energy of waiting and patience. Ace of Swords in reverse. Yeah, again, feeling like somebody's not telling the truth in a situation, or it could be you not really feeling like you can tell the truth. That's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy right there. And also with that Page of Swords as well. That's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. It's somebody who's not telling the truth, or there's a lack of clarity. Okay, whenever it's in the reverse. Okie dokie. It can be somebody who doesn't want to accept the truth in a situation. They don't want to see the truth. They would like for things to just improve. Maybe somebody doesn't want to talk about something. These cards are new. All right. Hang on. I'm going to put these back in because they came out in a weird way. But incidentally, we have the Seven of Cups out. That is an indication that you're kind of being blindsided, like snowballed. Is that right? Snowballed, is that right? In a situation, I've got the Wheel of Fortune here though, which tells me that things are about to change, and things are going to change rapidly, and that if things haven't been going well in this situation, things will be changing, and they will be changing for the better. I'm not sure what that means though. Back over here to this Page of Pentacles, this Emperor in reverse, this Four of Wands in reverse, where I said somebody's not learning their lessons. It's becoming almost tyrannical. Well, I'm hearing there's a new sheriff in town, almost like there's a shifting here that happens. I'm not sure how that's going to happen, but all of a sudden things start to improve. Things do get better. I don't know if that has anything to do with that Temperance card where things start to become more balanced for the first time in a long time. I'm not sure what would make that happen. There would have to be a lot of change. I've got the Devil here. It's somebody who decides to leave the cage. It's somebody, look, the door is wide open. It's really up to you to get out, or it's up to this other person to get out. That's a pretty gnarly picture, right? Yes. The Devil. It's the card of Capricorn, which is a season that we're in right now. Very interesting that it's on top of the Wheel of Fortune right there. You have quite a bit of major arcana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 major arcana cards here. That's a lot. This is a major cycle. This is a major thing. Remember, I was saying a lot of us are dealing with these closeouts of cycles. It's very common right now with this Devil energy. It's causing you to really take stock of where the addictions are in your life, where the toxicities are in your life, and are they getting any better? Are they changing? Feeling like you can't walk away from something, like you're tied to somebody, possibly because of finances. I've got the Four of Swords in reverse. Again, the Four of Swords the Four of Swords in reverse can be an ego death. It can be the end of a relationship that we had allowed to define ourselves in some way, like or a career that you've always allowed to define yourself. I am a such and such, and then it ends, and then now what? Who are we? What are we? What do we look like? Where do we go from here? Is kind of the situation that you're being presented with. Again, another reason to kind of be hanging on to something and really be struggling to get out of the cage here. And I have the Hierophant in reverse again. Golly geez, right on top of the Hierophant in reverse. Kids, you're amazing. So here's the deal. You're a very, very capable individual. If you can send your energy across my table, all the way from your living room, and you can make all of these repeat cards come out every time I read for you guys, right? Then that tells me you have a really powerful energy, and you're capable of accomplishing anything that you like, and you are able to make your life, within reason, look the way that you would like it to. All right. You have a lot of power in this situation, but for some reason you are maintaining an attitude of being stuck, or someone in your environment is, all right? With this Hierophant in reverse, it feels like, and this Hierophant in reverse twice, it feels like someone who's given up on something and they're almost waiting for divine intervention to happen. And I understand why, because you've invested so much in this, so much of your heart, so much of your finances, so much of your life perhaps. So those are hard things to leave behind, because it feels like you're leaving behind a part of yourself. And that's why we have this Four of Swords here that's encouraging to see yourself in a different way. It can also be the need to take a break. It can be the card of separation, like physical separation from another person. It can be taking a nap. I've got the Nine of Cups in reverse. I've got the Tower. And I got the Page of Pentacles in reverse again. Again, somebody who doesn't learn the lessons that they need to learn. The Nine of Cups in reverse can be an energy of overindulgences. It can be over drinking. You may have a night where you or someone else kind of loses themselves in over drinking or something, and some things come out, or you start seeing things clearly for the first time. You see, oh, things are not improving. I see that things aren't getting better. Somebody's not learning their lessons in the way that I need them to learn them as fast as I need them to learn them. This Tower card is that realization, that recognition, right, of there's no going back from here. Like there's an absolute rebuild that has to happen here. But in order to rebuild it, we have to assess the damage first. And in order to assess the damage, we have to, we have to admit that there's damage in the first place. Tall order. All right. Anything else you guys want to say about this? Yeah, I got the Four of Cups there. Yep. Trying to focus on yourself again for the first time. It goes right on top of that Temperance card. Temperance is all about self-discipline. It's about patience. It's about, again, pouring from one cup to another. Tempering is something that we do to a tool. It's tempering steel. You know, we go from the hot to the cold and we bang it out, right? Until it's the shape and it's the tool that we need it to be. That's a representation of self for you. It's self-discipline. It can be reparenting yourself so that you don't accept things like this in your life anymore. To focus on that self-love, that Ace of Cups, that Holy Grail energy in your life. Very good. Yeah, I have the Two of Wands in reverse here. It's like, where do we go from here, though? Because that propels you into being at a crossroads where you physically have to decide what to do next. If you... Here's the problem with this Tower card is once we recognize that there has been damage done, and once we admit that something has happened here, and it's like, where do we go from here? And now look at that. Right underneath the Two of Wands in reverse, we have the Wheel of Fortune again in the upright position. So if you were waiting for some kind of I don't know, some kind of intervention, some kind of divine intervention, it's here with the Wheel of Fortune 2 times, right? And that Tower card. I mean, like it's unavoidable, right? And now it's time to look at it for what it is. All righty. Thanks. All right, Seven of Swords in reverse. Ugh, not a fan. This can be looking at things, truths that haven't been told. Okay. Deceptive behaviors, someone who's not telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, lying by omission. Again, it's that lying cheater card. It can be a third-party situation, doesn't have to be. It can also just be someone who hasn't been telling the truth about a situation. It can be something about addiction. It can be you were hoping for change. They said that they were going to change. They said they did change. And now all of a sudden you're seeing, because of this Tower moment, it comes, you know, like that things aren't changing. Someone's not learning the lessons in the way that you need to learn them with that Page of Pentacles in reverse 2 times. Out. All righty. What is going on here? What have I done? All right. That is your reading for the week. I very, very much appreciate you, Aquarius, and I will catch up with you guys next week. Thank you for letting me read for you. Beautiful, beautiful reading. A lot of repeat cards in there and a lot of big, powerful energies and a lot of things to be looked at, right? Okay, next up, we are on to our water signs with Pisces. Am I right? Am I right? Are we on Aquarius? Can somebody keep me honest here? Are we on Aquarius or are we on Gemini? Did I just finish? I get so confused when I'm reading the cards because you know, I'm just reading them. So does anybody know? Otherwise, I'm going to go on to Pisces. Yes? Good? Oh, thanks, Meg. I appreciate it. All right, Pisces. Yeah, sometimes I need help because I can't remember. All right, it's a good thing I have a list over here too because I would never know, right? Okay, Pisces. People always ask me, what did it say for Cancer such and such night? Or what did Aries say? And I'll say, I have no idea. All right, what do we have for Pisces? Sometimes I'll remember like general energies for groupings or something though. Nine of Cups, what? This is great news, Pisces. This is like everything you ever could want. This is like birthday wish coming true. I love this. This is great news. Excellent. It's like cause for a celebration. I got the Moon card on top of that. That's the card of Cancer, but it's an energy of things that you knew were coming for a long time. Maybe things that you weren't talking about. Maybe things that you kind of kept on the down low and you didn't tell a lot of people about. And now all of a sudden they're coming up. They're coming to fruition. It's something to get excited about. It's something that it could be a secret that you've been keeping for a while. Oh, I've got the Sun card out with that. That's like a lot of healing. It's a lot of energy. If you've been feeling depressed or sluggish lately, that's going to shift this week for you. This is a really good feeling. It's like a lot of warmth. It's a lot of positive energy coming towards you. It's like getting outside, or it's like the feeling of like, it's just like a feeling of renewal. Feels very good. Feels like springtime. I know it's winter, right? But it's a feeling of springtime and summer. Warmth. Feels really good. It feels really healing. Five of Wands here. Okay, I'm going to slide this over here because this is a separate section. We have you in the middle of the week here, kind of having to go, like feeling some mental stress, like a lot of battling with yourself, like kind of going back and forth, worrying, like, can I do this? Can I do this? It's like, just fight through to the end, just like fight through to the finish. Like, can I do it though? It feels almost like people arguing. You could just be frustrated inside yourself, like, just plow through it, just get through to the end. I don't know what that is, like get to the end, finish line. Somebody wants to win in this situation. Eight of Wands in reverse. Maybe that's where we have this mental drama coming from, is we may have some miscommunications underneath that mental drama. Maybe somebody has said something that they kind of regret saying, and it's causing like some stress in their life either with a group of people or just internally for you, like, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. Oh, I feel like such a jerk. Now this is causing all this fallout in my life. Or it could be like having to deal with a lot of people, maybe in an environment of like a work environment, even at home kind of environment where you just feel like everybody is like focusing negative attention towards you and you're having to deal with it or something like that. It's kind of an energy of stress. How about that? Knight of Cups in reverse. This is somebody that retracts an offer, says I'm going to go in a different direction, and it's got the King of Cups in reverse underneath that. That's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. That's definitely you. It's like Knight of Cups in reverse says I'm going to go in a different direction. Maybe that's what causes all this upheaval. This King of Cups in reverse is, again, it goes right next to that Eight of Wands in reverse, which is kind of like this energy of like, oh, I wish I just hadn't said anything about it. I wish that I just kind of kept it quiet longer. Wish I could have kept it quiet longer, because now I have to deal with all of this emotional fallout. The King of Cups in reverse is somebody who feels like they can't really express themselves, feels like they have a lot they'd like to say, but now they feel like they aren't free to say it for whatever reason. It can be the energy of a breakup. If it is, it doesn't, I don't know, like these would be really heavy cards of like an ending in some kind of a love relationship. I get the impression though that it's not like hurting you to move on from it for some reason. Like I don't feel like an energy of heaviness about it. It feels like something that you knew was coming for a long time, but maybe you just hadn't shared it with the other people or person in the environment, and you're the one who's doing the walking away from this, and so it's something that you were prepared for. What I'm seeing is that maybe other people weren't prepared. It feels almost like a group of people weren't prepared. Either that's left them scrambling, or it's left you scrambling, or with some kind of drama. And I've got the Temperance card here, which is this card of balance and self-discipline. It's a card of patience. It's a card of knowing, it's kind of knowing when to stay, knowing when to go, and really understanding that things come and things go. It's the ability to, again, it's self-discipline, and it's about routine, and it's about establishing new patterns in your life. And it's really nice. It's very peaceful. I think you're moving on towards that towards the end of this week. Good job. I'm going to put that over here to the side because I feel like that is separate, and I'm going to end on that with that deck. I'm going to come back over here to this Tarot of Dreams again. Okay, what is this Nine of Cups and this Moon card and the Sun? You've got the Moon and the Sun right next to each other. I just caught that. I mean, this is the epitome of masculine, feminine, yin yang energy, right? I didn't even notice it's divine feminine, divine masculine energy. It's a union with these right next to each other. I mean, this can be a union within yourself. That's really deep. Where we have masculine and feminine energies like finally aligned within yourself, and that's very freeing, and it adds up to like everything you could ever want, like doors opening in your life is what I'm seeing, or just like being presented with perfect situations. I don't mean perfect, life is never going to be perfect, but like some of the goals that you've been creating for yourself, things, goals that you had set for yourself starting to kind of come to fruition for the first time, because you've kind of created a balance here, again with this Temperance card. Very similar energy, like a very balanced position for yourself. Oh, I like it. It can also be everything that we've already talked about, which is about healing, coming back in, and moving on from something, even though we've kind of kept it a secret in some way too. Let's see. I got the Page of Wands here. Okay, we have a brand new start, a brand new beginning. This can be a flirtation. This can be a new relationship on the offer here. It goes right on top of that Sun card. The Sun is the card of Leo, incidentally. The Moon is the card of Cancer. This Page of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. And yeah, so if that is of significance, and if not, don't worry about it. The energy of it is a message of flirtation. It can be a message of wanting to start a new relationship of some sort, and that's coming towards you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I have the Knight of Cups in the upright position there, and I've got the Star card with that, which is the card of Aquarius. Star card in reverse. Maybe you're moving on from an Aquarius, or in any case, I have you move. I'm going to go ahead and put the Knight of Cups on top of the other Knight of Cups that we pulled just a second ago for you. Hold on. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this Star in reverse card energy is somebody who had high hopes. They had dreams. They had aspirations towards one thing, and now they're changing directions. It's that card of, it was almost everything I wanted it to be, I thought. And now I see that it wasn't at all what I needed it to be, and now I have to move on from it. And that can be a painful lesson to learn. But again, once we get through those learning lessons, which nobody likes, it can really propel us towards a lot of growth. The real key here has been cutting the bonds. And it seems to me like you haven't really... I don't know if you've just ended something, but if you have, it's taken you a long time to do it. It's something that you really didn't express yourself about with that moon and that moon energy there. It's a secret that you kept, like the fact that you were moving on from a person or a place. Okay. But because you're moving on from it, there's going to be a lot of healing that comes from it. And some kind of new something. Golly, I've got the Page of Coins now, so I've got two of the pages. These pages have been really popular tonight in all of the decks. We have new beginnings. We have a lot of messages being sent this week between individuals. There's going to be a lot of communication in a lot of different ways from people who haven't talked to each other for a long time. There's going to be new starts in relationships. There's going to be healing in relationships, because for some reason, I think that people are starting to understand that you really can't take it with you, and you don't want to drag 2020 into 2021. Right? Okay, so we got to cut ties with things, and we have to cut ties with things that are toxic in our lives. That doesn't mean you got to run out and just like, I'm done with you and I'm done with you. No, that's not what I mean at all. We can absolutely allow people to make mistakes in our lives and in their lives, and we can forgive them for those, and we can be patient in the same way that we would want other people to be patient and forgive us for the things that we do, and allow us to grow at our own pace. But there comes a point where you recognize what has to stay and what has to go, right? And it feels like you're in the energy of understanding that for the first time in a while, and making those choices and those changes, and it's really propelling you towards new things rapidly, like this Knight of Cups, which is again Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. It can be a new love relationship coming towards you, and again, you're retracting yourself with this. And this is your energy. You're retracting yourself with the Knight of Cups in reverse here, and then re-entering something with the Knight of Cups upright. So it almost feels like whatever this was that you're leaving behind, you had someone or something waiting in the wings already in preparation to move towards. Okay. Maybe that's why you were keeping it a secret. I don't know. Just a thought. Yeah, I've got the King of Swords here, which is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. King of Swords in reverse. What I'm understanding is that not everybody is happy about this transition for you. Not everyone may understand why. It kind of goes on top of this King of Cups in reverse energy. You may have a masculine energy in your life that is not happy about this transition. They could be another water sign, or they could be they could be an air sign. That's very present here. This person, I don't know if there's someone who just doesn't talk a lot, or if they have trouble expressing themselves or expressing their feelings in some way. Maybe they thought that things were going to go one direction and you're like, actually, no. It's going to go in a whole different direction. I've meant to tell you before. I forgot. I was going to get to it, and they're blindsided by the whole thing. That's kind of what I'm understanding with the King of Swords in reverse. Well, all right. Yeah, now I've got the Six of Coins here, the Six of Pentacles, and that goes right on top of this Temperance card here, which is really about seeking balance. What is it that we were talking about with this? It's about self-discipline. It's about a new routine in your life. It's about I want what I deserve, and I'm willing to give. I'm willing to give of myself as well, but I really need to be in a relationship where I'm giving as much as I'm receiving, and vice versa. And that's the understanding of that comes from this Six of Pentacles right here. And it looks to me like someone is again waiting in the wings, ready to offer this to you, but you have to transition from one thing to another. And again, this can be in your love life, this can be in your career life. I don't know. I mean, it can be any number of things, but it's a fairly clear reading here. Good job. Yeah, and I've got the Chariot in reverse. There's some reason that you haven't been moving forward. Like I said, you hung on to this for a long time. It feels like you almost, I mean, and I don't mean this, I kind of feels almost like the energy of stringing someone or something along for a while. Because I'm like having them on a leash almost. It can come from a sense of control, like maybe wanting to control the flow of the information. And again, the Chariot is the card of Cancer. And I've got the Devil. Oh. And the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, so yeah. Hey, okay, so the Devil in combination with this, again, like wanting to control the flow of the information, possibly even wanting to control the situation. No judgment, just a possibility, I don't know. And this Devil card, it's definitely a card of control, and it's a card of addiction, it's a card of obsession. It's about things that enslave us, things that we allow to enslave us. It's the card of Capricorn. This Ace of Cups in reverse is the ending of a relationship that can cause a lot of tears within you or within yourself or another person. But it really is about we're really talking about yourself, your self-love, and what you're willing to accept in your life. And for some reason you have your sights set on something new and something that's going to feel a lot more balanced, and it's really coming towards you quickly, whether this is another person or whether this is another career. Once we deal with the fallout of this, and I say actually deal with the fallout of it, right? You're going to be propelled towards something that is very beautiful and very fulfilling for you. All right, that's your reading. It's really just about cutting ties at the right time, and it's about telling the truth about something, right? Okay, all right, that was your reading for the week, Pisces. Your next up is Scorpio. All right, what do we have for you guys? Let's see here. I think I'm going to use the traditional Rider-Waite for you guys. Alrighty, the Fool card out for you guys straight away. This is great. But it's kind of on its side. So again, it's kind of this feeling of, I know that I'm just about to start something brand new. I'm not sure how it's going to happen. And I'm kind of on the fence about how it's going to look in the future, but there is something new coming towards you. It's a good feeling. It's a feeling of renewal and freshness, like a dryer sheet. But yeah, whenever it comes out on its side, you're really the driving force behind this. It can be the energy of deciding whether you let somebody into your life, back into your life, or which direction you want to go in. Be a lot of different things. It's a new beginning that is just about here. I've got the Queen of Swords. That's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. This is somebody. All right, so you've got words for somebody. What? Scorpio? You? What? No, not you. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is somebody who's very wise. She's very intuitive. She's very smart. She's wise counsel. People come to her for advice because you're very smart. All right. Now, with this energy on its side, it can be you really speaking a harsh truth to someone. And maybe that being kind of your marker for whether or not you choose to start something new with a person or a place or a thing, you know, whatever that looks like in your life. It feels like you're kind of laying it all out there for this person. Like, well, if we are going to start something new, or if you are coming back into my life, yeah, the Hierophant in reverse, there's been a lack of commitment somehow in this relationship. You may be relating that to somebody. The Hierophant is the card of marriage. It's the card of traditional values. And it is, again, it's a card of Taurus, but it is a card of commitment. Whenever it's in the reverse, you may be deciding that you don't want to commit to something anymore and you would like to start something new, but you're really on the fence about it. And you have some words for somebody. And I feel like whatever conversation this is, it's kind of driving you in the direction of, do I commit to this person or thing, or do I go in a different direction? Page of Wands in reverse, because for some reason there's somebody in this relationship or this situationship that's feeling, it's a feeling of real immaturity. Somebody who may have been stunted in some way. Page of Wands in reverse can be a message that you don't want to hear. It can be a flirtation that goes awry. But again, it's an energy of immaturity in some way. It can be inflammatory. I always call them like in the reverse, the Page of Wands for me is like a child left unattended with a box of matches. It's just not a good idea. It's not going to go well. I can't think of how it would. And maybe it's that understanding. Okay. All right, underneath that, I've got the Three of Cups in reverse, and I've got the Six of Wands in reverse. Okay. Hey. So that combination would indicate to me that there's some kind of inflammatory situation that makes a reconciliation darn near impossible. Finally, like the Three of Cups in reverse, it can either be a third party situation, but in this reading, it doesn't feel like that. It feels more like a lack of reconciliation. And it feels like you're in the driver's seat of this as to whether or not you accept someone back into your life, whether you choose to reconcile with another person or not. And with it being in the reverse like this, it's kind of like, not really, I'm not really willing to invite that energy back into my life. With this Six of Wands in reverse, it's kind of, the Six of Wands is about like a hero's homecoming after a battle hard fought, right? Whenever it's in the reverse, there's like a lack of homecoming in a sense. It's like a lack of victory. Okay. Now, I will tell you that propels us over here to the Ace of Cups, which we've talked a lot about tonight because he's been very popular, which I'm very grateful to see because this is a fantastic card. Again, I'm sorry, this light is so hot. Can I even turn it down? Oh, I can. Oh, good. Oh, I thought I couldn't. I thought it was all the way down. Okay, so the Ace of Cups is really about self-love. Yes, it can be about a brand new love relationship. It definitely can. But it's about love that comes from a higher power. And it's about investing in yourself within that higher self, that higher power, and allowing that to be what fills you. Because the more you allow that to fill you, the larger cup, the more full cup you can extend to another person. Sorry for the extended metaphors, but it's kind of like that. Okay, I'm going to leave that at that, and I'm going to clarify with... I feel like I am missing decks again. I always say that. I'm going to clarify with this Star Power Tarot. Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this is a dissolution of a partnership. It can be a friendship. It can be a partnership in business. It can be a love relationship. It was a major commitment. It goes right on top of that Hierophant in reverse. I feel like you're making this decision. I feel like you're making a decision to walk away from something with that Two of Cups in reverse. It's not an easy thing to do, but I feel like you're having to do it. I feel like you're being asked to do it by your higher self because there is something out there that's better for you and you know it for some reason. I feel like you've given somebody a lot of chances here, and it's it's just not, yeah, the sun in reverse, like it's just not coming together. The sun in reverse is, it's a lack of healing. It's depression. It is, it's things not improving. It's things starting to decay. Okay. I've got the Four of Pentacles here. This is somebody who's really, really trying to hold on and feeling like you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders to make this work, to make this partnership or whatever this is grow into something. It's like felt like it's all been your responsibility this entire time to keep all the balls up in the air, to make sure it goes well. It feels like all eyes are on you. It feels like there's just a lot of pressure from the people around you, or you're perceiving it to be so, where you've just had a lot of responsibility in whatever this relationship was. It's perhaps possible that it became too much for you. But again, it's an energy of really wanting to hold on to something because you're afraid of what it's going to look like if you do have to let it go. Like, what will it look like to everybody else if I let it go? Almost feels like a sense of failure in a way. I encourage you not to feel that way. Life is just like that. Life is full of ups and downs. It's full of all different kinds of things. We just have to learn how to let things come and go in our lives the best that we can. And we have to learn how to grow and how to roll with the punches. I don't have to tell you, you know. And I got the Death in reverse. That's your card. Death is the card of Scorpio, right? Whenever it's in the reverse, though, we have somebody that's coming back around. Or we have... this also, because this is your reading, Scorpio, this can indicate just you really haven't been feeling like yourself for a long time in this relationship, and understanding that about yourself, and understanding that in order to get back into your upright position and really feel like yourself again for the first time, you're going to have to make some changes here. And they are painful and they're difficult, and you don't really want to have to let go of whatever this is. But because you see with this Sun in reverse and with the Three of Cups in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse, the Page of Wands in reverse, the Two of Cups in reverse, the Sun in reverse, the Hierophant. I mean, really, you don't see a lot of room for growth here. And because of that, you may just, it could be one of those things where you were trying to do it all and you're going to have to let it go. Nine of Cups. Guess what? That goes on top of that Ace of Cups. I know. Yeah, I don't know how this is all going to end here with this Death card here and with this whole situation. I'm not sure how that's going to end, but remember how we had this Ace of Cups hanging out on the end? And I was like, obviously this is going to be propelling you towards a lot of self-growth, a lot of self-love. For the first time in a while, it's going to bring you back towards yourself. That's how we get you back into the upright position here, Scorpio. And guess what? It's followed with this Nine of Cups, which we just had out a minute ago for Pisces, which is that wish fulfillment at the three-dimensional level. It's like doors being opened for you. It's like, again, it's that birthday candle wish, like dreams coming true, things. And it's not just dreams coming true. It's not just like Tinkerbell or your fairy godmother comes and gives you everything that you want. No, these are things that you have worked hard for, that you have stacked up in your life, that you've invested for. And finally them coming to fruition feels like a dream coming true, right? Because it is. You've invested wisely in yourself over this course of time, and you being able to let go of whatever this situation is, it really propels you towards this. Because whatever this situation was, it doesn't feel like it was adding a lot to your life. It was adding a lot of chaos and stress. And you kind of knew it because you're very, very, very wise. And so once you remove that from your energy field, it feels like things start to improve quite rapidly. I got the Seven of Wands out. I'm putting those back in because I don't like them when they come out in multiples like that. But the Seven of Wands is really just struggling to keep your head above water right now, and really trying to struggle to get to the finish line of something. I've got the Star card out here. Yeah, it's this is the major arcana version of this Nine of Cups for me, or I should say the Nine of Cups is like the minor arcana version of the Star card for me. It's about wish fulfillment. Again, this Star card is about life's divine blessings. It's about the good, the bad, and the ugly of Pandora's box. And whenever it's opened, it's again those life learning lessons that are no fun for anybody to get through. They're really, really not. But once you do, you're propelled into a phase of growth. And because of that, lots of blessings come to you because you start a whole new volume of your life, typically. when we have those to look at. All right, I have the Lovers card out here. And I have the Five of Pentacles here. There's some kind of love relationship here where you may have been separated from somebody, or maybe that's what's happening now. The Lovers are in the upright. It doesn't feel like anyone is doing anything wrong in this situation. It just feels like things are not gelling, or perhaps you're separated and at a distance from someone. And maybe that's where this lack of commitment is coming in. And maybe that is, maybe just there's a lack of homecoming here. There's like a lack of growth because of this. And so it's causing a lack of commitment in the situation. Again, it doesn't mean you don't have love for someone. It just seems like there's not a lot of change, not the changes that you need to see. There can be financial loss here. There can be poverty because of this. Is there anything else you want to say about this? Oh, Magician, taking matters into your own hands. Taking matters into your own hands to make choices for your own life and to try to figure out how that's going to look for you. With this Eight of Swords, it feels like this is something you've been procrastinating, taking action on for some time. It's kind of like you've always known this is what you were supposed to do, but you've really been putting it off for whatever reason. People put things off for a lot of reasons. People don't talk about things for a lot of reasons. So just pick one. It doesn't matter. But these things are coming towards you. There's an ending that's coming here. And that's propelling you into some kind of phase of new self-love and new self-growth. After a time of separation. Alrighty, that is your reading for the week, Scorpio. There's a lot coming towards you with that Star card and with that Nine of Cups. You've really stacked up a lot of blessings in your life, a lot of good karma. Good karma coins, whatever those are, right? And it's really just about you having done a lot of work on yourself, in your career, in some way that is going to propel you towards a lot of divine blessings coming towards you. Nicely done. You guys do work hard, don't you? All right, I love you guys. I'll catch up with you next week. And next up we have Cancer, last of our water signs. I am going to use this Tarot of Dreams. What do we have for Cancer? I get the Queen of Pentacles. Good news. Oh, that's great. That's really nurturing energy. That's Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. It can be about good news about finances. It's just a very nurturing, very motherly energy. It's a homemaker energy. It's someone who takes care of everything in their environment. She makes everything beautiful. He, she, and again, don't get hung up on the genders. It's not about that. It's about the energies. Or this could be somebody that's crossing you. Very nice, very positive energy. Good job. I got the Knight of Wands in reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Knight of Wands in reverse can be a non-committal, kind of dodgy energy that is kind of crossing you here. This could be another person's energy, or this could be yours towards this Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I'm not sure. Knight of Wands in reverse can be kind of a promiscuous energy. It can be non-committal, in and out, kind of here today, gone tomorrow kind of energy. I don't know. Because on one hand, I have someone that's very focused on their family, on their finances, on their home. And then underneath that, I have this kind of, I don't know, again, dodgy, non-committal kind of energy. I'm not sure how that relates. I got the Nine of Swords here. Youch. All right, so you've been through quite a bit. There's been a lot of stress in your life recently. Nagging, tossing, turning, sleepless nights, definitely. Now, a lot of people have come to me in the last few weeks, and including myself. I usually sleep so well. I have struggled so much to get to sleep, either on time, stay asleep. I've had so many people tell me they've woken up at 3:33 in the morning or 4:44 in the morning, all sorts of things. Just kind of being kept awake. I guess there must be a lot of energies going on in the world right now. I'm not sure. Definitely there are, right? But in any case, you've been through a lot recently. A lot of stress and a lot of worry. I don't like it going on top of this Knight of Wands here. This could be a love relationship that you were in that was just not a very committed relationship, that for all of the nurturing and all of the time and attention that you labored towards it, it feels like it didn't really bring you anything but heartache and stress and worry and concern.
Yeah, I've got the Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this is somebody that's it's kind of like the definition of insanity. Again, not a doctor. But it's somebody who kind of just keeps maybe wanting things that aren't good for them. Maybe that's the energy of it, or constantly reaching for the same thing and expecting it to be different, and then every time being surprised when it's the same, right? Well, I'm going to slide that over and let's just say we're done with that. Let's just say we're done feeling like that, right? Because I mean, obviously this is something that you've just been through if this is your reading. And so you know what it felt like to have to go through that. And let's just say we're not going to have the Five of Cups energy anymore, right? I remember this guy was fairly popular like about a month ago or something, I feel. It was like in everybody's reading where people just it was kind of like time to start ending some patterns of toxicity in our lives. Now we've got the Strength in reverse here. Okay. All right. It's kind of feeling, the Strength in reverse is feeling like you don't have the resources that you need on your own. Almost feeling like you need a partner, like you need someone to help you. Whenever it's in the reverse, it can be the need to ask someone for help. It can be the need to reach out for resources or something like that. It can be feeling like you just don't have what it takes to deal with it. I've got the Queen of Wands on top of that. Okay. Now the Queen of Wands, we've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. Now I've got the Queen of Wands here on its side under that Strength in reverse. I don't know if we have addictive behavior here, like addiction behavior here. This Queen of Wands energy though, typically the Queen of Wands, she's very beautiful. She's very popular. Everybody wants to be around her. Everybody loves her energy. She's just so, she's funny. She's charismatic. She's everybody's good friend. People look to her for fun and advice, and she's just great to be around. Whenever she's in the reverse, she can be prone to attention-seeking behavior. She can be prone to promiscuity. Somebody who really has like some insecurities in their root chakra and in their sacral chakra that can come from past from childhood woundings and that sort of thing. This Queen of Wands energy under this Strength in reverse, it kind of is this energy of whoever is embodying this, whether it's you or somebody in your environment. It's this feeling of, I don't know if I can do it alone. It's a needy, kind of clingy sort of energy to it. Possibly codependency. Yes, so there's the Devil card. Yep, the Devil. Right? That's card of Capricorn, but it is the epitome of everything that we were just talking about. It's being enslaved by something. It's feeling like you don't have what it takes on your own. And so constantly reaching out for someone to be supportive and being surprised whenever it doesn't work out the way that you want it to, and feeling like you just kind of can't take it anymore, and feeling like that you're tired of being chained to this kind of energy. Okay. Well, yeah, I can see how you might. Yeah, okay, so I've got the Hermit in reverse. Yeah, and then I've got this Tree of Life card in reverse as well, which kind of is like, it's an indication that whatever it is that's happening here, whenever we have this many cards that are, they're kind of inflammatory. They're kind of stressful all together here. It's kind of like the universe steps in with this Tree of Life in reverse and is like, you know what? I think it's time. And it comes out with this Hermit in reverse. It's like there's a tremendous need for introspection here. There's a tremendous need for healing. There's some isolation time needed and some alone time needed. I know a lot of people complain about Hermit energy. Oh, not the Hermit again. Yes, I say bring it, because these are the times when we go into these isolation times, when we allow ourselves to simply be alone with a higher power, with ourselves, and be free of, this kind of codependent, clingy sort of energy that is either coming from you or another person. Whenever you restrict that in your life, then we can start to kind of repair things. We can get things going again. We can move things in the right direction. Right now, we've had you go through a lot here, and we've had you kind of repeating a lot of patterns, or someone in your immediate environment, whichever, I'm not sure. But these are the cards. They're like repeating a lot of toxicities. And I get the impression that you're very nurturing and that you're very beautiful and people love to be around you because you give a lot. You give a lot to another person, which feels really, really good to other people. But you're always asking yourself, like, what are you getting in return out of this? And what I'm seeing that you're saying that you're getting in return is it's kind of coming from this Queen of Wands energy, which is kind of, again, kind of can be a needy, codependent, clingy energy. I'm not suggesting that you are. I'm just saying that's the energy around it. And it comes with this Devil card, which truly does end up enslaving you, but it feels like you're enslaved by choice. Okay, so you're kind of putting yourself into this position. And I feel like with this Strength in reverse, it's something that's fatiguing you ultimately. Okay, now that's why we have this Tree of Life and this Hermit card, because it feels like divine intervention that is going to restrict your choices in the sense that you will almost be forced into a state of isolation. I get it. It doesn't seem like it's fun. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes it's necessary. And if you can surrender to it, it can feel really, really healthy and positive as well. Okay. Yeah, I've got the Page of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles here that came out with it. So the Page of Swords in reverse can be somebody who, again, it can be the card of internet stalking. We got a lot of this guy tonight. This can be obsession about someone else, or this can be just mental fog and unclarity. It can be somebody who's not telling the truth in a situation. It can also be, whenever it's in combination with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, this is someone who's denying possible truths about some work that they need to do on themselves, perhaps. Ay, ay, ay. Well, y'all are smart because these are your words for you, not mine. And so it's impressive that you can say this for yourself. It's almost like an energy that you kind of are coming to the realization that you want to invest in yourself, and you really, really want it. You want your investment to be a wise investment. You want to make sure you're investing in the right thing. So you want to make sure that you are the right thing to invest in. Good job. From what I'm understanding with this Page of Swords in reverse in this combination here, it almost feels like it can be almost the energy of like lying to yourself in a situation and saying, oh, well, it's not about this or it's not about that. Oh, I'm only doing this for this and this reasons. And then finally you starting to come and see some clarity, possibly from this time of isolation in this with this Hermit energy, that propels you to have clarity and to decide that you're ready to invest in yourself. Where maybe you've been giving too much attention to other people, nurturing other people. Look at that. So I've got two of the cards of Pisces out here, the Hanged Man and the High Priestess, that come out together right on top of each other. So the High Priestess, they both came out on their side. So the High Priestess, she's kind of like the match to this Hermit. Both of these people know all the secrets and the mysteries of the universe, but their real ability to know all of those secrets and mysteries and be so wise is their ability to be quiet and to be still and to accept that information so that they can learn it for themselves. It's learning how to be quiet and learn how to be still. It's learning to hear the messages and also to regard your own intuition, to see those red flags for what they are, to feel those red flags for what they are, those intuitive little gut instincts, those nudges. Don't ignore those. Okay. And I've got this Hanged Man, and it came out on its side also, which is somebody who really needs to take action in a situation. It's somebody who's ready to take action in this situation and really, really tired of waiting on other people to kind of join them in some kind of partnership, and ready to kind of start investing in themselves for the first time in a long time. Maybe it's the recognition that you have been putting energy into the wrong direction, and now this I'm telling you, like, if you're given an opportunity to spend some time alone this week, I would take it, and I would enjoy it. I would enjoy it so much, because you are going to get a lot out of it. If you can spend some time in deep meditation, whatever that is for you, or prayer, that would be wonderful, because that is what is going to propel you to make some positive changes in your life. This Hanged Man, he propels himself, he hangs himself from this branch upside down and gets all the blood to rush to his head, so that it gives him an opportunity to think about what he's going to do before he does it. It kind of takes him out of the game for a while, gives him some time to think, right? So that he can get some clarity on a situation. Same thing with this Hermit. Okay, so that's kind of what you guys have coming towards you. Is there anything else you want to say about this? I got the Page of Wands here. So You get the Page of Wands, you get the Knight of Wands, you got the Queen of Wands. This Page of Wands is, it's a flirtation. It's an energy. It can be inflammatory. It can be a sexually passionate message. It can be a new beginning. Again, though, it's fairly immature. It's in the beginning stages of something. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. It's wanting to start something new. Hold on. Thank you. Yeah. So I've got the Star in reverse here. Okay. So it's kind of, it's, okay, so it's very similar to that Tree of Life in reverse energy where it's kind of like a recalibration. There's like a recalibration in your life that's going to happen this week. There's something that's going to refocus your energy into the right direction. And I'm not sure how that, well, I do. I think it's going to come from this Hermit energy right here. But the Star in reverse, it's like, can we put it all, okay, you can't put Pandora's, the contents of it back in the box once it's open. It's not a thing. You can't do it. And it's this realization like we have unleashed the dragon here. And I'm not sure how that pertains to this situation. And we have a lot of Wands energy. There's a lot of heavy sexually passionate energy here. And with this Devil energy, it feels like something that has kept you tied for some time, especially with this Strength in reverse energy, where you feel like you can't do it all anymore. And as nurturing as you are, you're not getting what you need out of this situation. It's causing you to feel clingy, codependent, needy in some ways because, I don't know, it feels like you're not getting your needs met in some way, whatever that looks like. And feeling like you wish that you could just be alone, maybe. There's some, recalibrate is what I'm hearing, just recalibrate. And then we have a storm passing. Okay, we have a storm that's passing and we're going to have a lot of clarity once that clears. We're going to have a lot of clarity once that clears, once the clouds clear. Yeah, and it's going to be a very beautiful brand new dawn. But again, we have to wait until we recenter and we refocus. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's the understanding that whatever these situations that have been allowed into your life with this Devil energy and this Queen of Wands in reverse and this all of these other cards basically have not been the solid starts that you wanted them to be, and you're ready for some kind of solid start. But first it's going to have to come from you. And you're going to have to be the one that makes the solid commitment to yourself. You're going to have to do like all of this that you've been giving to another person or other people. You're going to have to start investing it in yourself because you're not seeing the response from these other people or situations that you need. They're not feeding your soul in the way that you need them to. It's creating an energy of codependency within you. At least that's how you're feeling. That's what I'm hearing. And you would prefer to have this Ace of Pentacles. Right now it's in the reverse, which tells me that it's not been going the way that you want it to. So now we got to look in a different direction. Like I said, recalibrate. But once the clouds clear, and it's going to come from spending some time alone, because part of the clouds come from other people's energy around us, right? If you are maintaining your own energy, your own aura, so to speak, which is pretty much the only one you can really maintain, because it's yours. If you can be in charge of that, then other people are responsible for what they bring to the table. But if neither one of you is being responsible about that energy, then no one has control in the situation. And that could be why we have some kind of dodgy sort of non-committal energy that seems to be kind of plaguing you with like these sleepless, tossing, turning, maybe some tears, always looking towards the same thing and not getting the result that you want. Yeah, and I feel like you're ready to make some changes. I feel like you're ready to start investing in yourself again, and I like it. Alrighty, Cancer, that was your reading for the week. We are on to our fire signs. We're going to start with Ophiuchus, which actually straddles Scorpio and Sagittarius, or yeah, right in the middle. It doesn't straddle it, they straddle it. That's right. It's right between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Okay, let's take you guys over here. Traditional Rider Waite. Okie dokie. I got the Justice in reverse and the King of Pentacles under that. Justice in reverse can be having to fill out paperwork, legal documentation. It can be things not going the way that you want them to in legal proceedings. It can be divorce. It can be any of those above things. It can be a general sense of like unfairness in a situation, possibly being misjudged in a situation, possibly you've misjudged a situation. Pick one or any of the above. With the King of Pentacles in reverse, though, or excuse me, with the King of Pentacles underneath it in the upright position, it tells me that there's somebody here who's really trying to create a stable foundation for themselves. And it's frustrating from what I'm understanding, because it seems like whatever this person is doing, that there's always a sense of being misjudged or a sense of unfairness on top of it. So it kind of feels like nothing you're doing is coming to fruition in the way that you want it to. There's like a general sense of, I don't know, possibly misjudgment. Thank you. Okay, yeah. We just had this card out for Cancer a second ago, which is the Five of Cups, which is kind of looking at these cups that have all spilled onto the ground. There's nothing you can do about them now. And behind this guy, there's two cups just ready for him, but he's not paying attention to them, right? He's still focused on what's happened before. That kind of goes on top of that Justice card. And I have you in restriction, possibly being blocked from somebody else, or you blocking somebody from you, not talking to somebody, with this Eight of Swords right here. Goes right on top of that King of Pentacles here. It could be a father figure in your life, or it could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, masculine energy. It doesn't have to be. But maybe you're not talking to somebody. Maybe you're too focused on some things that have happened in the past. Maybe there was a sense of being misjudged about something, or a sense of unfairness. Okay, I'm going to slide that over. I have a feeling that's a different situation than what is coming up next. Hold on. We'll find out. Oh. Okay, well, we have the Four of Wands and the Empress right there. Wow. Okay, so that is our Twin Flame 1111 card right in the middle of your reading, with the Empress here, which is the card of Virgo, also the card of Divine Feminine right here in the middle. You may have some kind of new love relationship coming towards you. The Four of Wands is about, and in addition to being that Twin Flame 1111 awakening card, it's the card of stability within your own physical body and in the four walls of your home, for me. And it's a refocusing on that with this Empress card here. This is someone who's running her own empire. She can be a private business owner. She can be an entrepreneur. She can be a mother, someone who creates an empire for herself. And there's a lot of stability coming towards you with that endeavor, if that is indeed your reading. Also, it can be the energy of someone watching you and seeking partnership with you, someone who thinks that you may be the one for them. Someone who sees you as being very beautiful. In this case, with this Seven of Wands that's come out right here, Seven of Wands is in reverse. This is someone who is just about to give up in a situation. This is someone who feels like they really can't do any more. I'm not sure. This is so interesting. I'm not sure who's giving up on this. It just feels like you've been asked to fight this battle for a long time, whatever this is. It feels like you've put a lot of energy into this. You've had to fight a lot of battles for whatever this situation is. We'll clarify in a second, just a minute. Yeah. But the Seven of Wands is an energy of having a lot of energy coming towards you. The Five of Swords, oof. It's possible you've had to defend yourself. Maybe this is where we have this sense of injustice, this sense of unfairness. Interesting. You may have felt restricted from other people for some time. With this Five of Swords right here, it's an energy of bullying. It can be gossip. It can be possibly people talking about you or in your environment, that sort of thing. It can be... It's kind of a win at all costs kind of energy. This combination on top of this Four of Wands, this Empress card here, feels almost like a kind of an unjust judgment on possibly your character or someone in your environment. I got the King of Cups in reverse. That's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine energy. King of Cups in reverse is, again, somebody who's not talking. They're not expressing themselves. They don't know how to express themselves, is what I'm hearing. You may be separated from this person or at a distance from them. There is some energy of other people being involved in this connection and possibly interfering. Okay. And that's kind of how that story goes together. I got the Three of Swords in reverse. Three of Swords in reverse is a breakup that's already happened. That's what it feels like to me, because the Three of Swords the Three of Swords, I always call it the Ben and Jerry's card of the deck. It's the epitome of the breakup. It's heartache, grief, and pain. Whenever it's in the reverse, it's already happened because we've started to heal from it. All right, I don't know if that is separate from this whole reading. I don't know if that's something you've already gone through, if that's something you're headed towards. Obviously, if it's something you're already healing from, I feel like you've already experienced it, especially with this Five of Cups here. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Having to let something go, especially with this Knight of Swords in reverse. With this Ten of Wands right here. There's something that comes in rapidly that allows you to put this really heavy burden down of this burden of healing. There's kind of a ruthless energy to this Knight of Swords in reverse. It's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. The Knight of Swords in reverse, again, it can be ruthless. It can be somebody who speaks without thinking and says something that maybe hurts your feelings, or maybe this is your energy. Maybe it's the straw that breaks the camel's back with that Ten of Wands. Yeah, and maybe this is what propels you to be able to finally let something go. Okay. All right, I'm going to clarify with this Tarot of Wonderland. Let's take it back over here to this Justice in reverse and find out what that's about. All righty, I have the Seven of Pentacles here. You've been waiting a long time for whatever this was. This can be a divorce. This can be paperwork. This can be legal proceedings. This is the Seven of Pentacles is an energy of waiting for yourself, waiting for paperwork, waiting for somebody else, waiting for something, waiting for the paint to dry. Again, looking back on things from the past, seeing how they have affected your life, your stability, still in this energy of restriction from another person in some way. Ace of Cups on top of that. Interesting. And the Ace of Swords. We got two aces. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of different things, but there is a storyline that I'm hearing that's really clear. It's possible that you feel like you were misjudged in a situation. You're really, really looking back on it, or somebody else is looking back on the way that they treated you. It's possibly Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. And it's somebody that has been waiting a long time maybe to contact you for some reason. And I'm not really sure what that would be about in your life specifically. This Eight of Swords is the energy of being blocked digitally nowadays. That's the new representation of this. This is a card of not talking about a situation. This is a card of the ostrich with their head buried under the sand, or like sweeping it under the rug and not dealing with it at the time. Feeling like you can't for some reason, feeling like very mentally restricted, feeling like you can't talk about something, you can't express yourself in some way. There's somebody that feels that way about you, or you feel that way about them. There's an energy of waiting on somebody to come back around, or waiting for maybe somebody who has misjudged you in the past, maybe feeling like you need to clear the air in a situation, but feeling like you can't. With this Ace of Cups, it's a brand new love relationship. With this Ace of Swords, with it, it's like being able to express your truth. Either somebody is looking to do that towards you, or you towards them. Okay, it kind of bridges this gap over here towards this Four of Wands and this Empress card. And where I said like this is that Twin Flame 1111 soulmate card, one of the soulmate cards in the deck. But there's a lot of energy of like other people involved and interference. The word I'm looking for is interference. Okay. And there can be separation here. This King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine energy, is somebody who feels like they can't express themselves. Maybe that's the person that you have blocked, or they have blocked you, or something. That may be the person that's wanting to reach out and speak to you. There is some kind of love offering. It can be even just a message of kindness, forgiveness. It's directly relating to self-love. What I like about this is this Ace of Swords right here. It's illustrated with somebody putting pen to paper, because while we do have the Ace of Swords, we also have a pen in the same page, on the same page, painting. Yeah, and it's somebody who's able to start expressing themselves for the first time in a while. Nicely done. Okay. I like the way that sounds. That's good. I have the Page of Swords in reverse. Again, what a popular guy. Followed with the Star in reverse. Okay. Page of Swords in reverse can be internet stalking. Let's not have this be you. For heaven's sake, no. But it really doesn't feel like your energy. It feels like somebody that's been watching you for some time from a distance. This Star in reverse, the Star is the card of Aquarius. So you may have an Aquarian in your environment, but if you don't, it's again, it's the energy of, it's that Pandora's box. Like whenever it's in the reverse, these are learning lessons that were hard to learn for you or another person, but there's been a lot of growth here that's happened. Okay. And there's been a lack of communication. People have just been watching each other from a distance, or you to them or them to you, and not talking. Okay. Okay. Well, so how does that improve is what I want to know, because this person, whoever is watching you, they see you as being very, very beautiful. They see you as someone they could grow with and someone they could build a life with. But for some reason, they're not talking. There's a lot of influence of other people here. There could have been gossip surrounding this situation, possibly gossip around you. Now we're left with people who are in a separation. I have this 8 of Wands here. This guy's been popular this week too. This is about communication coming in. This is rapid moving communication. Where there was no communication before with the 8 of Swords. Now we have the 8 of Wands, where we do have communication coming in. Interesting. What? Knight of Wands, that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This may be your energy, but this feels like another person's, to be honest. It's somebody that wants to come in and take charge. This is very sexually passionate energy. Again, what I was saying was that this is somebody who's very attracted to you. They see you as being very beautiful, very nurturing, someone who has all their ducks in a row for sure. This is somebody who would like to partner with you in some way. They just don't feel like they can tell you. And there's been a lot of interference here. This is somebody who feels like you may have their heart. You may feel that way about this person. It feels like this is so cute. There's almost like an equal exchange. Yes, the cups are different, but there's still an equal exchange, right? It's like buy one, get one free, right? Yeah, kind of like that. And this is somebody who wants to come rapidly towards you, sweep you off your feet. Wow. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. What? Impossible. No. And the Ace of Pentacles. You're killing me. Seriously? That is, like I said, I'll say it again. Ace of Pentacles, my favorite card to see in any reading, whether it's a love reading, a career reading, a family, whatever, anything, because it's a solid brand new beginning. We got the Ace of Cups. We got the Ace of Swords. We got the Ace of Pentacles here. Wow, nicely done. Brand new beginnings. Who else was it that had all those aces? I don't remember. I think it was maybe an earth sign or an air sign. But there were lots of new beginnings in that reading. And look, now we have the Wheel of Fortune here. I get the impression that that you have had to go through a lot here, maybe a lot of delays in communication, certainly with this individual or this situation in your life. There's somebody that you haven't been talking to, they haven't been talking to you. And there's a lot of reasons why, is what I'm understanding. There's a lot of other involvement here. There's been a lot of restriction here for a long time. Things are changing rapidly though with that Wheel of Fortune. Nice. And I'm hearing like good, it's like good karma, good beginning, new beginnings. Yes. Yes, it makes me happy for you. All right, so tell me, the 7 of Wands in reverse again, right on top of that 7 of Wands. Again, it's like I'm done with the drama. I'm done fighting with other people. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to fight these battles with these people anymore. You know, let them say what they want to say. I don't care anymore because I deserve to be happy. That's what this person is saying. That's what you're saying. I deserve to be happy. Screw everybody else. Okay. Yeah, I've got the Temperance card here. This is the card of Sagittarius. You may be a Sagittarius Ophiuchus. That's temperance. That's divine. It's like self-discipline. And we just got through this season. It's possible that this person has just now realized, like within the last month, how they regard you, or maybe they're just now kind of realizing that maybe there was like a misjudgment in a situation. Maybe you're feeling this way towards another person. Here I have the Queen of Pentacles energy here. This is somebody who's very nurturing. There's been this very similar, it's very, very similar energy to the Empress energy. Again, feel free to Google it. She is the queen in the deck of the Minor Arcana deck that is the closest to the Empress. She's somebody who runs her own business. She takes care of a family. She takes care of a home. She's very nurturing. This is somebody who's seeing you this way for maybe the first time, or this is just maybe how clearly they see you. Again, it's the card of Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, if that rings a bell. Anything else you want to say with this deck? Thank you. 10 of Wands on top of the 10 of Wands. You're killing me, smalls, you are. All right, like this is, I feel like this is another person's energy where they feel like, you know what, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to have to talk about this. I'm going to have to talk about it. I haven't felt at peace since the last time that we were together, or whatever way it was. I've been doing a lot of healing. I want to talk to you. I want to reach out to you and speak with you. That's kind of how it's feeling, like they're almost overwhelmed, almost burdened by this need to make some kind of communication happen here. All right, let's see what that looks like. Because somebody in this situation is rather nervous. This is the one we were missing. The Ace of Wands. You now have every single ace in the deck out here. The Wands, the Cups, the Pentacles, and the Swords. You've got them all. We have brand new beginnings. I couldn't say it better myself. Nicely done, Ophiuchus. I think that, yeah. This is going to be an interesting week. I'm excited, or at least an interesting month. Yeah, we've got the Five of Pentacles. On top of the Five of Pentacles, there's been a separation. I can't make it up. Five of Pentacles, twice. All right, separation. And I feel like that's about to end because somebody here can't take it anymore. They're going to have to say something. All right, anything. Okay, one more, fine. Okay, two. Fine. I got the King of Cups again. I don't know why I even bother, right? They're all the same. King of Cups twice. This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine energy. All right. This is somebody who finally kind of knows how they feel about somebody, particularly you, I guess. And they've kind of figured it out. Way to go. Whoever you are. And then I've got this Three of Swords again on top of the Three of Swords. Dang. I don't know how you do it. See, this is what I mean. You guys are amazing. I read for the most amazing people. Thank you guys so much for letting me read for you, because I couldn't possibly make this happen. Like however many decks we've used here, 3, and that many repeat cards, that is nuts. This is healing from a breakup. This is somebody who wants to come in and say, look, I have healed from whatever this was, whatever they went through with you or they went through with another person. They're going to say, I have let someone go, or I have let some feelings go about this. I'd like to come in. I'd like to talk to you about this. I see them as being someone who's very kind and compassionate, somebody who has, there's been, again, I said there's been a lot of interference in this relationship that's caused like a delay in communication in some way. And I'm hearing that like somebody in this connection can't take it anymore, and they're going to have to communicate in some way. And I feel like that's coming quickly. Alrighty, that was your reading for the week, Ophiuchus. I feel like somebody's really nervous. I feel like I can almost not talk, almost like my tummy feels upset all of a sudden. It's a feeling of nervousness. Don't sweat it. Whoever you are, it's going to be fine. All right. Next up, we have Aries. Excellent. What do we have for you guys? Let's use this Star Power Tarot. No. All right. Let's use this Deviant Moon Tarot. Okay. Whatever you like, right, Aries? Perfect. Oh, I got the Three of Wands here. Very good.
All right, the Three of Wands is, incidentally, the minor arcana version of the Magician for me, and that is the card of Aries. The Magician is one of the cards of Aries. This is about manifestations coming towards you. It's like I sent away for that. A lot of people call this your Amazon Prime card. I know it's coming. I've been putting all of my energy towards it. It's a card of manifestation. It's a card of prayers being answered. She'll be coming round the mountain, is what that says. Yeah, and it's a knowledge, it's understanding, it's patience too. Somebody is worried about how well they're going to be received here. I've got the Justice card on top of that. We just had that a second ago for Ophiuchus as well, which is feeling, see, this is what I'm hearing. How am I going to be received? You're afraid. I don't know, Aries. It's this fear that somebody is going to misjudge you. Or that you are going to, or somebody is feeling that way about you, that you're going to misjudge them. One or the other. Flip-flop the energies however you like. And cross-watchers, you are welcome too, but just keep in mind, these energies can be present within yourself or within another person, all right? If they are at all, right? And it's kind of like this feeling of you've misjudged, you're worried about how you're going to be received or them, they are towards you. Yeah, I got the Five of Wands here. This is somebody who's gone round and round in their head about how they're going to approach a situation. They're worried about drama. They're worried about other people, what other people might say. They're worried about, you may be worried about somebody else's reaction towards you, or they may be feeling that way about you. All right. King of Cups in reverse, that's that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine energy. This reading is very similar, similar cards to that Ophiuchus reading a second ago, but we used different decks. We didn't use this one. This King of Cups in reverse energy is someone who's really having a hard time talking about how they feel. It's possible that in the past, there was someone in your life, or you may have been this person, who did not express themselves well emotionally. Yeah. Because there's not expressing yourself emotionally, and then there's not expressing yourself well. They're different. Okay. All right, the Seven of Pentacles here. This is an energy of wanting to wait and see what happens, but it feels like every single day that goes by is truly painful. Every day that you don't, every day that this person doesn't talk to you, or you don't talk to this person, or that this situation isn't resolved, it's like hurting you somehow. It's like, it's actually painful. It's almost like you're losing money by the minute by not investing in this or reaching out or something like that. And it doesn't have to be money. It can be losing steam, losing heart, or just feeling like overall sad or depressed without somebody else, or feeling like you need to do something because every minute that you don't do it makes you feel more and more uncomfortable. That makes sense? All right. Well, feelings can be like that, and eventually they'll build and they'll build and they'll build until we have to do something about it. It's just kind of like that little pinhole leak that gets a little bit bigger every single day until we just got a whole big old flood, right? Ace of Cups in reverse. Again, yeah, it's feeling like, oh, geez. Okay. So this whole time you've been waiting to make this change in your life because you've been waiting on something to come to fruition. It's almost like you're waiting to make a change, to go in a new direction until you have all the ducks in a row. And you're really, really afraid, or someone is feeling this way towards you, one or the other. And it's like every day is causing more drama and more stress. And I'm feeling like it can actually be causing tears. It can be causing like a lack of self-worth, something. Again, it feels like just being gouged. Like I said, it's like every day that you wait to make this transition, to make this change, it's like it's either costing you money or it's like just hurting. And whenever we have the Ace of Cups in reverse like that, it really talks about a loss of self-worth and a loss of self-value. It's like staying in an abusive relationship almost, because you're waiting on something to change, and every day it just kind of gets worse and worse and worse. It can be that energy. Or it can be just this energy of, the Ace of Cups can be an energy of a lot of tears whenever it's in the reverse like that. The Six of Wands, like you're ready to come home, or somebody's ready to come home to you. This is very much your energy, Aries, with this Six of Wands. Again, it's like a victorious homecoming after a battle hard fought. Yeah, it's like ready to, just like, I just want to go home. I just want to be in the right place. Good.
We got the Seven of Cups here, but I'm hearing that someone is overwhelmed. Someone's overwhelmed with what they need to do to accomplish this. It feels like they want, I don't know what it means to go home. I don't know what it means to have a victory for you, like whatever this looks like in your life. There's something that you're trying, it's like you're trying to wait it out in some kind of uncomfortable situation that is like truly damaging you every single day, but you're like trying to get through it. I don't know if this is in work or if this is in your home life. I don't know how it applies to you. And there's this tremendous need to just be home with a person or in the right place, maybe. You know, there's no place like home, right? But this Seven of Cups is like someone who's absolutely overwhelmed with the possibilities of either what that could look like or what it's going to entail to get there. It's somebody who can't see the forest for the trees. It can be somebody who's having a very myopic experience of their life right now just because they're very overwhelmed by everything that's going on and not sure how to transition from one phase to the next. Okay. Well, that's understandable. It's like knowing where you want to go but not sure how you're going to get there. Okay. Ace of Swords in reverse. This is somebody who hasn't been talking, hasn't been telling the truth about something. Page of Swords in reverse. Again, that super popular guy. This is somebody who's just watching from a distance and not talking. This is somebody who can be watching, who can be like online stalkerazzi kind of stuff. Ew, don't. I encourage you. I feel like I said this last week. Might have been in the Aries reading. Like, do not be one of those stalkerazzis, or you may have somebody watching you. Instead, if you have something to say, just go ahead and talk about it. But do be careful what you say, because with this Ace of Swords in reverse, you want to make sure you're coming from a place of truth. It almost feels like there's almost like an energy of not being able to express your truth or not feeling like your truth is going to be received. Again, I have somebody that's very nervous with that Three of Wands energy, and with that Justice on the side here of like how they're going to be received by another person, and they're really, really wanting to express themselves because they've just really been like embroiled in a lot of drama up in their own head and possibly in their lives, and wanting to talk about it, kind of heartache from being without you, or they're feeling, or vice versa, and feeling like every day is painful without them, and they're like you or they are losing some part of themselves without you every day, and there's like this want and need to come home, in whatever that looks like, but not really sure how to get there, not really sure how to talk about it, and this feeling of all that can be done is watch from a distance is kind of what I'm hearing. I don't like leaving you like that, because I think that's Six of Pentacles. There's somebody here that is worried that they're not going to be well received. They're afraid that there's going to be, it feels almost like unrequited love. That's what they're afraid of in this situation. That may be why they don't reach out to you. That may be why you don't reach out to them. Okay. That may be the situation. And now I have the Nine of Wands here, which is somebody who's putting up a lot of boundaries. This is the Wounded Warrior card. Somebody who may have their feelings hurt. Oh, I hate that. This little guy's so sad, right? I know. He's really cute. I feel so sorry for him. Yeah, it's an energy of like feeling like you have a lot of walls around you, now feeling like very, very restricted. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's clarify real quick with this Tarot of Dreams. Okay, so why are you so worried about all this with this Three of Wands? Why? Just doesn't seem like you. Like, this doesn't feel like your kind of energy typically. Maybe we're talking about somebody who feels this way about you. I'm not sure. This doesn't feel like typical Aries energy. I got the Nine of Swords in reverse here. Man, you've been sweating whatever this situation is here. Goes right on top of that Justice card. Nine of Swords in reverse. So the Nine of Swords is all about nightmares, waking up with like stressful dreams, tossing and turning again, right? In the reverse, it's kind of like, are we going to do more of this for longer, or are we going to make a change? Because if left alone, I mean, it's not going to get better without some kind of change. Okay. That's kind of what that feels like. Like really having gone through something, I've got the Seven of Cups. Yeah. Didn't you just, yeah, you've got the Seven of Cups twice here. This is someone who's really, really overwhelmed by all the options that they have in their life. You may have a lot of people coming towards you. This person may have a lot of people coming towards them. But I'm reminded to tell you that with the Seven of Cups, not every option is a viable option. And you know that. And so you're looking at that and you're really assessing like what is going to be the right thing. Which cup really has the key for you? Right. Ugh, sorry about that glare. I'm trying to juggle too many things here at once. Yeah, which one of these is really going to be the right thing for you? Which shoe will fit? Okay. And I have the Page of Wands here that flipped out with it. I didn't even see that. This Page of Wands, though, this can be a flirtation that is not well received. It can be a flirtatious message that is not well received. It can be, it's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy here. It can be feeling like a little bit immature. It can be just a tiny little message or something like that, like 1 word, 2 word text message kind of thing like that. That causes drama in your life in some way. It could cause some kind of fallout, cause you to reevaluate things. This person, there may be a person that wants to reach out to you, but they're not sure how what you're gonna think about it, or maybe you feel that way about them. Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is somebody who hasn't learned their lesson. This is somebody, and it goes right on top of that Seven of Pentacles, almost like waiting for somebody to grow up. I've got 2 pages here. This could be a situation involving families. I've got the Ace of Swords twice. Okay, this is good though because it's in the upright position this time. It's kind of like this energy of finally being able to start talking about something. Maybe you feel like you've waited long enough. You're not seeing the changes that you need over here, so you're going to start making them for yourself. There could be some kind of inflammatory message that kind of propels you in this direction. Maybe it's like a new option of some sort that kind of is like, oh, well, really? Well, what's that going to look like? What's that going to be like? And there's like a nervousness about it, not really sure what's going to happen. Again, we've got this Ace of Swords out here twice, which is clarity. It's clarity coming in and the ability to start expressing yourself. Very good. Or someone else expressing themselves to you. Good, right? That's a good sign. We got the Strength in reverse. It feels like you're saying this is not good timing. This is not good timing, and putting up some boundaries in this situation. It almost feels like fear-based concern and worry. Or it can be the energy like somebody who just, like they can't deal with it anymore and they have to, I don't know, hold on. The Strength in reverse, I mean, it's the card of Leo, but whenever we have the Strength in reverse, it's somebody who feels like they just can't support something anymore. They have to let go of something, or it can just be like bad timing, feeling like they just don't have what they need to get, like they don't have what someone else needs to give to them. Something like you follow, right? And you're like, no. Yeah, the Ten of Wands here. Yeah, it's feeling like it's too much. Just too much. I can't deal with it. Too much stress, too much worry. You get the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands here. I don't know. I was feeling hopeful for you, and now I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, to be honest. Feeling like you're kind of going through a lot, like you're dealing with a lot, like one more thing. I can't deal with one more thing. Whatever this is, like if somebody has reached out to you, or if somebody wants to reach out to you, even if it's driving them mad, you're kind of like, I kind of can't deal with anybody right now. I'm kind of dealing with my own thing. I'm kind of trying to refocus myself. I'm kind of starting to dig myself out of a hole right here, and I can't deal with too much more. Although there feels like there's somebody, either you or somebody else is quite obsessed with another person with that Page of Swords in reverse like that. And they really want to speak with you, or you really want to speak with them. There's somebody who really wants to come home either to you or you to them. And there is this feeling of, I don't know, there's a lot of baggage in this relationship in some way. Or somebody has a lot of walls up, or maybe we have 2 people here that bring a lot of their own baggage into the room. I don't know. But there's like an energy of needing to put something down because the Ten of Wands is so heavy. We can't push it up the hill anymore. We really can't. And again, like I said earlier this evening, like we can't take it with us. We can't take 2020 into 2021, y'all. Let's not. And I got the Death in reverse. Yeah, I would say so. That's something that just simply, like, the Death in reverse card is like watching the tower fall slowly. It's pulling the Band-Aid off slowly. It's like needing to end something, but just kind of like hoping it'll fizzle out on its own and you don't really have to deal with it. Or it can just be watching something from a distance fall apart, maybe even in your own life, and knowing that it's kind of out of your hands, but it's kind of just like not dealing with it. Again, it's that pinhole leak that becomes a geyser. All right. I don't know. This is a fairly convoluted reading. I have to be honest, Aries. A little bit confusing. I got the Two of Cups in reverse. Darn it all. So again, that can be a dissolution of a partnership. Two of Cups is a soulmate relationship. We could be having you end something here and you having sights on something else. There could be a new option coming your way and you really just feeling like you don't have the capacity to deal with it right now. You could be putting up a lot of walls around yourself and really separating yourself from a lot of people, isolating yourself, just so you can kind of get your head together. I don't blame you. I would feel the same. It feels like you've waited for some kind of change for so long. It's really eroded at your self-confidence. And whatever this is that's coming towards you, it's almost like you're quite afraid of it, or they're quite afraid of it. With this Six of Swords right here is somebody who's ready to move forward and they're ready to take only the important things with them. Six of Swords is moving out of, murky, shallow waters and into calmer seas. Okay, very good job. And that's something that you're doing, but you are still in a space of moving forward. It feels like you've just ended one thing and you're kind of in a position of like healing. And in the meantime, you or somebody else is watching someone quite intently, possibly online, possibly on your social media pages. So not a fan. But there's also somebody who would like to speak with you, or you would very much like to speak with them. I would encourage you to go that route as opposed to watching from a distance, because that's creepy. Let's not be creepy. Right? Okay, that was your reading for the week, Aries. Honestly, clear as mud to me, but I think that's really just because you have a lot of things that you're working through right here. And again, you've been through a lot. This Nine of Swords energy is very indicative of that. Again, and you may have a lot of options. There's been some kind of flirtation or something that's kind of throwing your world upside down here. And I don't know if it's got you moving in a new direction, just kind of, it's a feeling of not being prepared for something and being quite stressed out and having to transition from one thing to another rather rapidly, and kind of not being prepared for that, and being nervous about what that's going to look like. All right, thank you very much. That was your reading for this week, Aries. Next up we have Leo, and then at the end of the night we will have Sagittarius. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can. All that information is around here somewhere, and if you're watching this on YouTube later, that information is in the About section of this channel. All right, what do we have for Leo? Thank you. Temperance, excellent. This is a card of Sagittarius, but it is also the card of balance, self-discipline, things coming back into just like a harmonious frequency, some flow. It feels so good. It feels peaceful. It's the season that we just came out of. Thank heavens. I like it. It's just, I've got the Lovers card on top of that. Just flew right out there on top of it. It's a card of Gemini. You could have a love relationship coming towards you. Okay, and if you do, it's going to come from a very balanced place. It could be a Sagittarius. Just saying, doesn't have to be. Eight of Swords in reverse. This is somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time, or they haven't talked to you in a long time. Fool in reverse. Maybe you're nervous about starting something new. And again, with the Lovers card, it doesn't have to be a love relationship, although oftentimes it is. Let's be real. But it's definitely a card of choice, and it's a card of consequence. It's about a card of direction and choosing a person, place, or thing, and making a commitment to it. Okay, and it comes from a place of balance with that Temperance card. It's something that you've earned, and it's something that you've worked hard for, because you've worked hard on yourself. And so when you work hard on yourself, that propels you into inviting people that are vibrational matches into your environment. That's a really good feeling. Now with this Eight of Swords in reverse and this Fool in reverse energy, this is somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time. Fool in reverse can be an energy of somebody coming back around, but it can also be the energy of not really sure. It's like an insecurity. It's a card of insecurity. It's a card of, in this combination, this could be somebody that you blocked from your life, or they blocked you from their life for whatever reason. And it really does feel like it's insecurity based. All right, with that Fool in reverse. Okay. Because whenever it's in the upright, she definitely wants to jump down that rabbit hole. She doesn't care what's on the other side. Whenever it's in the reverse, we have a lot of apprehension. Okay, And this Eight of Swords is somebody who hasn't been talking. They haven't been dealing with a lot of people. There could be chaos going on around them, and they're just kind of avoiding everybody else. Okay. Could be your energy, could be somebody else. But in any case, it doesn't really matter. There's been a lot of balance happening for you personally in your life. And because of that, I have some kind of love relationship crossing you here. I got the Four of Pentacles here. There is somebody here who cannot let go of you, or you can't let go of them. This Four of Pentacles can be holding on to something for dear life. It can be the energy of restriction. It can be it can be miserly. It can be a greedy card. It can be somebody that's just definitely holding on to something. Okay. Okay, well, I've got the King of Cups that popped out right on top of that. That's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine energy. This could be the person that's holding on to you. King of Cups is someone who is very loving, very kind, very wise, and is very gracious and very generous with his heart. He really, really is. Now he keeps his cards close to his chest. There you see, he doesn't tell everybody everything, but whenever it comes to true, genuine love, he's very generous with it. Especially when he knows how he feels about someone truly and honestly. Now, with that came this Eight of Pentacles right here, which is all about working on yourself. It's about you having done a lot of work on yourself, or they feel like they've done a lot of work on themselves. Very similar to that Temperance energy here, which is about self-discipline. It's about establishing routines. Then I've got the Justice card here, which is about Libra. This is about things being fair and balanced. It's that energy. Okay. Now I'm going to get a couple more from this deck, and then I'm going to switch over here to this Tarot of Dreams for you guys. Okay. This is interesting how this goes together. So we're talking about two different aspects of your life here. Let me just separate it out here because I was a little bit confused for a second myself. This all goes together over here. And this all goes together over here. This makes a lot of sense. You are so cute. It lined up almost exactly. Each pile has 5 cards in it. That's nuts. You're the only one who's done that all night tonight. Except there was one sign that had 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 or something like that. I love watching how that lines up on the table. Okay. And that's going to bridge the gap there. Okay, so on one hand, we have you having done a lot of work on yourself and really invested in possibly your own business, possibly the work that you do, the craft that you choose to align yourself with. Like that's a representation of your work, and also a representation of yourself. Like you have done a lot of healing work on yourself. You've started to establish some new routines in your life. You could be focusing on your health. You could be focusing on your appearance. You could be focusing on your home. You could be just focusing on the representation of yourself to yourself. It's not for other people. It's for yourself, and you're feeling really good about yourself this week. I really, really like that for you. This Eight of Pentacles is somebody who's willing to do a lot of work, and they're willing to put in a lot of work and effort for the right person is what I am hearing. And I feel like there is somebody coming towards you with this Lovers card right here. And I don't know what it is. There's somebody who is restricted. You're restricted from them, or they are restricted from you, though, with that Eight of Swords. But they have a lot of heartfelt emotion. If they don't come towards you, it's somebody who's hovering in your energy. They have a lot of heartfelt emotion towards you. For some reason, this person's very apprehensive about coming towards you. That, like I said, about keeping their cards close to their chest. This is somebody who doesn't speak a lot about how they feel, although they do have a lot of emotion. Okay, I'm sliding all that over. Okay, because then we got to talk about this, because there's somebody else in this environment, and it's not the same person. I got 2 kings on this table here. I don't know if there's some kind of third-party situation here. I'm hoping not. It doesn't feel like that, although I do have the 7 of Swords here. More about that in a second. But I have this energy of this 4 of Pentacles. Like I said, it's like holding on to something for dear life, or somebody who is a little like trying to take, they're just not very giving right now. Somebody who's not feeling very giving. And it could be because they feel like they don't have anything to give, whether it's financially, whether it's their energy level, whether it's just even having a nice thing to say to somebody. They're just feeling depleted, or feeling like they just don't have anything to give, and they don't want to get out of the teapot. right? Somebody who's feeling rather isolated. It could be somebody who's starting to feel frustrated in their isolation, or somebody who feels like they're not being heard in some kind of way, starting to get louder. This Seven of Swords in reverse. This is somebody that you've seen this behavior from before. This may just be an energy that's present in your life this week. And with this Justice card right here, somebody's nervous about this. You feel like somebody maybe hasn't been telling the truth. You may be having to go to court this week. I don't know if someone's, it feels like someone here maybe in the wrong. There may be some finances lost here because of it. With this Seven of Swords, again, it's the energy of the lying cheater card. He always leaves a trail behind him, which almost feels like evidence in this situation, especially whenever it's followed with this Justice card, or paired with this Justice card, I should say. Can definitely be about legal matters or court proceedings that you may have to attend this week. With this King of Pentacles in reverse energy, it can be a loss of finances or a loss of stability. It's directly related to the root chakra. This can be a family dynamic of some sort. This can be the energy of feeling like you don't have anything else to give to this situation and not really wanting to. Okay, hold on. I feel like I don't want to leave it on that note with this deck, but okay, we won't. Very good. Okay, I got the Knight of Wands in reverse, and good. Okay, I got the Knight of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Knight of Wands in reverse is somebody who is dodgy. They're non-committal. What they say, they don't do. They don't have a lot of follow through. Okay, and I feel like you're starting to see that in whatever way that relates to you. It could be something small in your life, or it could be a much larger relationship. You just take it as it resonates. But with this Page of Swords right here, this is somebody who has a lot, like a message of clarity coming in. Okay, and it's somebody who's very wise. This feels like your energy where you're able to cut through all the bullshit and see the truth for what it is. Okay, and this right here is followed by this Wheel of Fortune. So whatever this section is here in the middle, which doesn't feel like your energy, it feels like somebody external to you, who you may have to go to court for this person or about this person, or there may just be some kind of misjudgment here. Somebody may be trying to get away with more than they deserve. There's a general lack of unfairness here, something that may be hurting your pocketbook, or somebody that's maybe a controlling behavior of some sort. Whatever it is, you're shifting out of that energy. Okay, and there are better days coming, I promise, with this card. Like, this is good karma, this is good timing, this is like all the good juju that was sucked out of your life for whatever reason is now being like pumped back in. It's good. I like it. This is things going in your favor. Nicely done. All right, let's clarify with this Tarot of Dreams here. I gotta shuffle this one more time, sorry. These are new cards. They're kind of a challenge. Hold on. Ah, I love them. Thank you, Anne-Marie, once again. She got me these cards. They're so beautiful. All right, let's see here. Okay, so I have the Five of Cups here. And it goes over here with this section where we're talking about the Lovers card and the Temperance card and the Eight of Pentacles, all of that. This, I feel like there's someone in your energy, it could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine, doesn't have to be. There's somebody who would like to reach out and talk to you. Somebody that's been restricted from you in some way. They've been watching you kind of go through some positive changes in your life, seeing some things that maybe have been watching you from afar. This is somebody who's kind of racking their brain as to what to say, what to do. So this could be somebody from your past, obviously somebody from your past that you've dealt with before if you're in restriction from them in some way. This is somebody who's kind of like beating themselves up about the last communication that you may have had, or somebody that's going round and round in their head about what to do about the situation. Knight of Swords. This is somebody who wants to speak to you about something. Okay. If this is not a love relationship, then it could possibly be a family dynamic, or it could even be work related, definitely with that Eight of Pentacles right there. But it would have been a major relationship in your life that you gave a lot of heart and soul to, or somebody that really felt like they wanted to commit to you. This Knight of Swords is somebody who wants to come in very, very rapidly with some words for you, with some kind of message for you. The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck. It's a very fast moving energy, and it goes right on top of that Lovers card. And now I got the Queen of Swords. Ooh, that's a lot of air energy right there. And that's right next to that Justice card, which is also Libra energy. So you get a lot of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy here. Queen of Swords is, this is your energy though. I know you're fire sign. but it's a very wise card. It's someone who's been through a lot, and they have very clear-sighted vision. They are very they're good counsel. Yeah, it goes right under that Justice card. So it's possible that somebody may be coming to you this week with some kind of conflict that you're asked to solve with this Justice card. It can be an issue of someone telling you, possibly a lie, and you needing to discern the truth for yourself. That can be the energy of that. It can also be an energy of once you receive whatever communication this is from this Knight of Swords energy or this King of Cups energy right here. It can be having the wisdom as to know how to respond to that. Good. I like that too. All of it. Good. Alrighty. All right, tell me what this, what this Seven of Swords energy is going to be the Nine of Swords, whatever this was, with this kind of lying cheater card that's on top of this Justice card, where I said we have somebody who's kind of being a little miserly, a little greedy. This could be hitting your pocketbook. Whatever it is, you know what it is, because I've got the Nine of Swords in reverse here, which tells me you've been going through this for a long time. Sleepless nights, tossing and turning, nagging, monkey on your back kind of thing. Worry, worry, worry all day long, all night long. Whenever it's in the reverse, it kind of feels like more of the same from that individual. There's something that happens that allows you to break free from this connection, though, with this Page of Swords energy. It's almost like a message of freedom, almost. The Knight of Wands on top of the Knight of Wands. You're nuts, people. I love it. So this Knight of Wands I was telling you was like kind of like a dodgy, non-committal behavior. I don't like somebody who doesn't have a lot of follow through. What they say, they don't do, you know, that kind of thing. And what I am seeing here, because it was in the reverse initially, and now it's popped out again in the upright position. I said there's going to be some kind of change. There's a shift in the wind, right? With this, this Wheel of Fortune energy right here. Now, whatever there was in your life, whoever this was that was dodgy, non-committal, you couldn't trust anything that they say, there is some kind of new insight that comes in that changes either their behavior, changes your perspective, changes their perspective, something changes that propels them from being in the reverse to being in the upright position here, where all of a sudden it's like you're almost willing to get back onto that team or something like that. Again, this is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, specifically Saggy energy. Okay. All right, clear as mud to me. What does that mean? Let's use this family tarot, just a couple out for you guys, and then we're going to end the night with Sagittarius. Perfect. I got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so what this is truly about is about you establishing a positive partnership in your life. In the past, whatever this was that we were talking about with this kind of non-committal, sort of dodgy sort of energy was creating like a hole in your foundation. And it was something that you couldn't really help, whether it was a family dynamic, whether it was a work dynamic, love, relationship dynamic. For every little bit that you gave, somebody else was taking from you. And it could almost have been actual theft. It could be, yeah, we could actually be looking at that. Yeah. And actually having to let somebody go with this Four of Swords in reverse, which can be like a breakup. It can be a separation. It can be needing to let someone go. It can also be an ego death or the end of something that you had allowed to define yourself or this other person had allowed to define them. In any case, it's like a no-go in the situation anymore. It's kind of like, I don't know, when a triangle's you can't rest a triangle on its tip like that. We really need it to be in the upright position for it to be a foundational, supportive relationship in any way. So whenever it's in the reverse, it's the understanding of that and knowing that somebody hasn't been as supportive as you've needed them to be. Hold on, too many. Yeah, and I've got the Three of Wands in reverse here. Is the I get this impression that there's somebody in this environment, because I've got two threes here, both of them in the reverse. Somebody who may have had good intentions, but things got away from them. Something got out of hand, and now they're really not sure what their future is going to look like. And it feels like they don't have a lot of foundational support here, and nobody's really sure what to do here. I don't know if this is a family member of yours, or this could be your work. This could be your business, your career in some way, where somebody now doesn't doesn't know where they're supposed to go. They don't know what they're supposed to do. They understand that they have to move on from a situation. There's been a lot of change here. You're seeing good things changing in this person somehow, where we flipped from the Knight of Wands in reverse to the Knight of Wands upright. And that's good because we've had a lot of good timing here. I don't know if this is the person who in the past has maybe kind of lied or cheated in a situation. It's possible that they could have even stolen money from you in the past with this King of Pentacles in reverse, or affected your stability in some way. It comes from a place of ego, greed, and fear-based emotions for sure. And you possibly have had to let this person go, but now they're really not sure what's going to come next, or you're not sure what that looks like. It could have created a hole that you need to fill in your life or in their life, vice versa that way. In any case, we have somebody coming towards you in love, or somebody coming to an energy that is coming towards you. I don't know if that's somebody who's going to assist in this, or if that is a separate energy. I'm not sure. I got the Queen of Swords here twice out for you, you beautiful, beautiful people. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. But the Queen of Swords, she is somebody. Oh, and I've got the Four of Swords right here too. You guys have had that twice. That's what I said about having to let somebody go, needing to take a break from somebody. That can be that ego death, that actual separation. It can also be needing to take a nap too, which we all need to do too. But no, it's an ending of a situation, right? Taking a break. But here we've got the Queen of Swords twice out here, where I said you can't be hoodwinked. You can't, nobody can snowball you. You're so wise. Whenever anybody reaches out to you in this situation, you're going to know the right thing to say. You're going to know the right thing to do because you're very, very wise. You are, your words can be very transformative to others too. You can be very healing and very nurturing to other people. People may seek you out for advice because of those things. You have the ability to change people for the better and change their circumstances for the better. Everybody knows that. That's why they all come to you. Okay. All right. That is your reading for this week. I'm not sure how it applies to you. So if you, if that resonates for you, let me know. My mouth has been running like 90 miles a minute since we started this. Let me know in the comments down below if that resonated for you. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to start drinking coffee again. Yeah, we'll see. All right, next up we have Sagittarius, and let's find out what we have for you guys. And I'm gonna use, well, first let me get all these put away. Yeah, I noticed I've been having a hard time getting my words out tonight. I mean, I'm a rapid talker, so do feel free to turn on the closed captioning if you like it. If you watch this later on YouTube, I always turn my closed captioning on my phone. I don't know if that's something I can do in the video. I will check, and if I can, I will just make that standard for you so you can slow it up and fast forward at your leisure. But my experience of closed captioning is kind of like autocorrect, in the sense that it makes me sound like a bigger moron than I did when I started. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but feel free to turn that on your phone. Next up, we have Sagittarius, and we are going to continue on with this Tarot of Dreams, and then I will clarify. I don't know what I'm going to clarify with next. We'll see. What do we have for our Sagittarius? Ten of Swords in reverse. That is the minor arcana version of the Death card for me. It is also kind of like the Julius Caesar card. I call it one more final stab in the back, and it can also feel like peeling the Band-Aid off slowly. Kind of like needing to let something end and really struggling to do so. Sometimes it can be because somebody else is having a hard time letting you go. So I don't know, you take it as it resonates in your life. But it is definitely the energy of something that is so painful it needs to end. Right? And it's like painful every day, day in, day out, is what I'm hearing. Okay. All right, now I have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And boy, howdy, if they don't feel very similar. Eight of Swords in reverse, it can be an energy of restriction. It can be feeling like, it's like procrastinating an ending. It can be feeling like, I don't have any control in a situation, when actually you really, really do. The story of the Eight of Swords is someone who is wrapped so loosely, so chained so loosely, that they could break free at any moment. Like, I mean, the bubble, she could pop the bubble at any moment that she likes. And in the reverse like this, it can be somebody who has maybe known that for a while and kind of sat in this energy of pain And I'm not saying that you're doing it on purpose or that you're dragging it out for some reason. It just could be this lingering energy of needing to let somebody go and feeling like you can't, or choosing to not. It doesn't have to be another person. It can be any situation in your life. I have the Nine of Swords out again. Very popular tonight. It's a lot of stress. It's worry. It's anxiety. It's tossing and turning, sleepless nights, that kind of thing. Yes, and now I have the Six of Wands here. That goes in a separate area, so I'm going to put these over here. The Six of Wands is about a victorious homecoming. It's a battle won. This is you winning, right? Nicely done, Saggy. That is in the middle of the week. There's some kind of victory that comes towards you the middle of this week. I don't know what it's going to be. Let's find out. Oh, well, I've got the Hermit card right there with that. This is an energy. This is the card of Virgo. Those are both powerful energies together, because the Six of Wands can be about a homecoming. And it's about receiving acknowledgement from others for your abilities, for the things that you have done, for either for the battles that you have fought, or for the work that you've put in, the efforts that you have made. It's recognition. It's recognition. I'm not sure. Let me put this over here to the side, because I have a feeling that this Hermit card may be a little bit different. Maybe possibly Thursday, Friday energy. Feels very like day-to-day week of the week. This Hermit energy is a time of isolation that comes towards you, and it's a very peaceful time for you. Okay, I like that too. Maybe getting a little bit of extra alone time. And I have the Wheel of Fortune out for you guys too at the very tail end of the week. This is a good week for you guys, okay? Expect to see some positive changes, if not this week, into the weekend. But because we have this Wheel of Fortune coming in towards the end of the week. And again, this feels like very day-to-day, where some of the other readings feel like very big energies. This feels like a day-to-day kind of thing coming towards you. This is a shift in the wind. This is good karma. This is things kind of lining out. For the first time in a while, I'm liking that. It can be coming out of depression. It can be just things like finally coming to fruition. Like for all the days that you heard checks in the mail or something like that, like you actually get it in the mail and you're like, what? I can't believe it. Like that kind of energy. Like all of the things that I worked for have actually come to fruition. I can't believe that. That's impossible, but it isn't, because you did the work. Nicely done. We are going to clarify with Star Power Tarot. Nope, Tarot of Wonderland. Sounds good. Okay, what is this Ten of Swords in reverse, and this Eight of Swords in reverse, and this Nine of Swords energy? Because I gotta be honest, that sort of feels like the energy that you're going through right now. And once we get through that, everything else is beautiful. Everything else for the week looks so good and so powerful and so just like abundant and healthy and positive. So let's just get through this section here and find out what the situation is. I get the Hanged Man card out here. That's the card of Pisces. It's somebody who's been waiting on the action of somebody else. That's what the problem is. That Ten of Swords and that Eight of Swords in reverse, those are both the energies of you waiting for somebody else to do it for you. Like I said, like that pulling the Band-Aid off, or like watching the tower crumble slowly around you. That's that energy. With this Hanged Man right here, whenever it comes out on its side, it kind of tells me that you're allowing this. Okay. True. And it's not bringing you happiness. It's actually bringing you a lot of stress, a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety. Excuse me. My throat's really clogged up all of a sudden, like I couldn't talk. Yeah, you may feel like you can't express yourself in this situation, or it wouldn't matter. You say, I could talk until I was blue in the face and it wouldn't make a difference, is what I'm hearing. King of Wands, that's you. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, masculine energy. You don't have to be male watching this, but that's just the energy that came out. It's kind of damaging the way you feel about yourself, is what I'm hearing. It can even be damaging your social life, I'm hearing. I don't know what it is, like your inability to let go of this in some way, or inability to move forward, or inability to take action for yourself. Again, it feels like you're waiting on somebody else to do it for you. Because of that inactivity, it's causing like almost like a sluggishness in you. I encourage you to not do that, or it has in the past. It could be something that you're moving out of. With that Hanged Man energy, though, being on its side, it really is the need for you to take action, for you to do something about this, to propel yourself out of this Nine of Swords energy. because every minute that you spend in it longer, it feels like it's damaging your self-esteem. It's kind of tearing you down a little bit at a time. Okay. Anything else you want to say about that? Apparently. I don't know where the card just went. It just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Found it. We've got the Queen of Swords here out, which is, yeah, okay. It's really kind of needing to take decisive action, but being very wise about really thinking about things before you do it, thinking about things before you say them. Okay, and that's smart, and I encourage you to do so. You're very smart. You don't need me to tell you anything. But this Queen of Swords is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. It's somebody who really knows how to say how they feel, how to speak their mind. So for all of that you haven't been doing with that Eight of Swords in the reverse energy, for all of that self-restriction you've done where you've almost kind of imprisoned yourself, right? It's kind of like you're ready to end that in some way. And that comes from some kind of conversation is what it feels like to me. I'm going to slide all that over because I feel like you're very much aware of what that situation is in your life. And I feel like it's something that you're going through right now and you're kind of processing it. And I feel like with that 10 of Swords in reverse, it's something that you've been dealing with for a long time. That 8 of Swords in reverse is the same thing. You've been waiting on another person. You can see now that it's just kind of dragging you down slowly every day, and that you're the one who's going to have to make the change here. You get it. I get it. We all get it. We don't have to talk about it anymore. Okay, me too. I'm glad to. Okay, so this 6 of Wands energy here, where we have the victorious homecoming. Doesn't he look like so happy? I know. It's recognition is what it is. Just winning a lot of, I don't know if it's winning an award or some kind of, I don't know, it can be a message. This can be a message of creativity. It can be a flirtatious message. It's just an energy of, an energy that provides some kind of creative light for you. Okay, that is that that Page of Wands right there underneath that 6 of Wands. Pages can be children. They're also messengers, as you know. Page of Wands can be a flirtation. This 6 of Wands can be a victorious homecoming. Whatever it is, it feels like a very warm place for you, where you may be receiving a lot of messages from a lot of people, little small messages of congratulations, or it could be messages of way to go, good job, or just, I don't know, lots of messages for a good job, hard work, well done, nicely done. Okay, now then. Come over here to this Hermit card energy, and I've got this 4 of Wands in reverse. There's a reason why we have this Hermit energy, and I feel like it really comes down to you back maybe Friday, Saturday energy. Okay, and I'm very specific about that, and I don't know why, but it feels like this energy, there may be a day this week where you really do need to take a time out. I don't know if this whole, like, too many people telling you you're great kind of energy just like wears you out and you need a nap or some alone time. I don't know, I'm joking, but there's something that comes up this week with this Hermit card, which is the card of Virgo, but specifically it's the card of needing to take a break and kind of go into the bat cave and be on your own with your bat toys for a while, okay? And with this 4 of Wands in reverse, it can be an energy of feeling unstable within your own body or within the 4 walls of your home, and having to really look at what that means for you and really make some decisions about the changes you want to make within yourself and in your environment, okay? And it's really needing to take a look, kind of like a hard look at ourselves and our home life, and also our connection to a higher power and how that relates to our lives and what that's going to look like in the future, and what you're going to allow into your environment any longer and what you're not. It is actually kind of a heavy energy right there. And that could be towards the end of this week. Queen of Cups right there, very good. This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, feminine energy, but really and truly the energy of it is someone who's very loving, they're very nurturing. Take this time out with this Hermit energy whenever you get an opportunity, this isolation time, because if you've been feeling off balance and needing to take a time out, if you do, you're going to have a return to your emotional self. Like, feeling much more in control of your emotions. I recommend to you Epsom salt baths if it's something that you don't do already. They can be very cleansing to your entire system. And that's your entire energetic system, from the physical body to the emotional, the mental, and the etheric body, all of them, all of the above. So good for cleansing, right? If you have an opportunity to do that, because it can actually bring a lot of mental clarity to you, and it can also stabilize your system and just give you a nice time out to kind of reconsider things in case they might be getting out of hand towards the end of the week, because sometimes that happens, especially if you have kids, right? Okay, and again, I've got the Hermit card on top of the Hermit. Nicely done. Yeah, you may need a little break this week. True story. Okay, take a time out if you can. And it doesn't have to be a long time, but I mean, a couple, I don't know if you can squeeze a couple of hours for yourself. Do your best if you can. Again, I understand if you have a family that you're responsible for, sometimes that is darn near impossible. If you can do it, I ask that you consider it, because that Hermit card out 2 times, it really indicates the need to sit in meditation and prayer and convene with a higher power. Okay, it's going to bring you back towards yourself. There's some kind of light bulb wake up moment that has to happen with this 4 of Wands in reverse right here. I feel like with enough isolation time and enough prayer, and the balance will be restored, and you're going to be much more in charge of your emotions, much more in control of your emotions. If you've been feeling like you were a little overly emotional or out of control recently, that will help. Yeah, with this 7 of Wands in reverse, it can feel like a lot of drama, a lot of people asking way too much of you, and that might be what drives you into that isolation point. Like, I gotta have a break. Everybody needs to leave me alone for a minute. Okie dokie. Over here on the Wheel of Fortune, we've got the Death card. It's so interesting. We started with the minor arcana version of the Death card, which is that 10 of Swords, and now we're gonna round it out with the real deal here. We're really gonna put something to end. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I'm sure you can't either. There's a final ending to something here this week, and it is right on top of this Wheel of Fortune, and it is a beautiful thing. Death is painful transformation, right? But it is necessary for change and growth. Absolutely. And whenever it has this Wheel of Fortune energy to back it up, especially in the upright position, now's a good time. Now's a good time to end things. What have I said? This will be the 3rd time tonight. Don't you love it when I repeat myself? Let's not take 2020 into 2021. I love you so much, right? Okay, let's clarify with just a couple cards from this Family Tarot. Real quick, like. Okay, I have the 8 of Pentacles here. This is directly related to this 6 of Wands card here with this Page of Wands energy here, where you have invested a lot of yourself into something, and you're going to start seeing the positive results for that this week. And it's going to look good, and you're going to get a lot of praise for a lot of the things that you've been doing. Very good, whether it's in your career, your home, whatever you've been doing a good job. You've put in a lot of work and effort on yourself. Yeah, things that you want to put your effort and your time into. I've got the Justice card out here. Very good. This is someone who's been seeking balance for a long time. It goes right with this Queen of Swords energy, which is the card of Libra. Okay, and it's time for there to be some balance restored into your life. I'm hearing that there have been, it's time. It's definitely time. You have experienced a lot of unfairness in your life, possibly some misjudgment from a lot of people in your life. And it's like, enough is enough. You're starting to recognize that you are not what anyone else says you are. The only person whose opinion is important to you is yourself and a higher power first. And then the people who are the very closest to you. And I promise you, the people who love you will love you no matter what, as long as you're being your authentic self. Truly your authentic, lovely self that you are. It may have taken you a lot of years to learn that lesson. Yeah, I've got the 4 of Pentacles here. Still struggling to let go of something, or somebody is holding on to you for dear life, okay? But you're wanting to make a new start here. There's this 3 of Swords that came out with this 4 of Pentacles right here. 4 of Pentacles is about holding on to things because of fear-based needs. This may be somebody that's doing this to you. You may be doing this in this situation because, again, I've got that 10 of Swords in reverse and that 8 of Swords in reverse and that Hanged Man. Remember when I was saying it feels like you have allowed yourself to be imprisoned in this situation? Knowing full well that it was going to end at some point. The 3 of Swords in reverse. 3 of Swords is that, I call it the Ben and Jerry's card of the deck, but whenever it's in the reverse, it's a breakup that's already happened, or it's been happening slowly and we've already started to heal from the wounds that we have accumulated there. Over here I have this Knight of Pentacles, and it goes right with this Wheel of Fortune, which is somebody who is ready to start something brand new. It's almost like it's a very slow moving energy. But it's like the tortoise and the hare. And we know what happens at the end of the story. The slowest guy wins, because they're the ones that put in the most consistent hard work for the longest amount of time. That is your energy. Although it's Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy, it's yours today, Saggy, because it is someone who is investing wisely in themselves. And who better to invest in? I know, I love you too. All right, that was your reading for the week. I will catch up with you guys all next week. I really appreciate you letting me read for you, and I love doing personal readings for you guys a lot. You guys are amazing. Your energy is amazing, and I always look forward to seeing you. I'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye.